But you know me like 2, 1.
And that's it for today's show. Thank you so much for What is up, guys? Welcome to another Mod Workshop, all big part of celebrating Intel Gamer Days. If you want to know all of the information happening at Intel Gamer Days, head on over to intel.gg/gamerdays. We have so much going. In fact, you are from a faraway place.
Very far, super far.
So
yes.
it's the world of wonder and maple syrup and
Yep.
really nice trains. And like everybody lives like within 50 miles of the border, right? Like
that is true. I think it's like 80% of the population.
80% of it. You've got like the better part of Niagara Falls. It's
yes,
like
we do.
It's so
Horseshoe
exotic
Falls.
where you're from.
Yes.
Why don't you introduce yourself and tell folks where you're from?
My name is Lily, and I am from Canada, Ontario.
Nice.
Yeah.
So far away.
Super far.
Super far.
It actually was a fair trip. From the other side.
Your trip was like, so guys, you have to hear this story because it was just like one of those things where, okay, so the whole thing is like getting talent on the show.
Yep.
We have a lot of people, obviously, who kind of are part of Intel Gamer Days. And so you got notified that there was a potential for you to join a little while ago.
On Sunday.
Okay,
so
on Sunday.
a couple days.
Yeah, so you had a couple days. Okay, but when did you find out you were actually going to go?
About 20 minutes before I had to leave to catch my flight. So I very quickly threw a bunch of clothes in a bag and went through a quick checklist in my head, make sure I didn't forget anything, got my phone.
So let me ask you this. When you got to the hotel, like, because, I mean, like, I do this all the time. Did you actually realize you forgot something? Was there anything you did forget?
No.
Whoa!
No,
okay,
surprisingly. Surprisingly, yeah.
Okay, good job. Good job. Anyway, guys, we are going to be building a PC for Lily today, and it is going to be absolutely awesome. We also have a number of giveaways that we're going to be doing here. Now, remember, you need to be over at Intel, at twitch.tv/Intel, but what we like to do is if you're at the Robeytech community or if you're over at Lily's community, hang out there too. Just open another tab. So that way because that way, Lily can still chat with you and all that sort of stuff, but we can see all the chats. But head on over to twitch.tv/Intel. Make sure that you guys are ready because we're going to be giving away desk mats. We're going to be giving away CPUs, including a Core i9. Ooh. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but Canada was the 9th country recognized by the Norwegian Scandinavian government, and in celebration of that, Intel is going to be giving away a Core i9.
I haven't studied Canadian history since elementary school, but I'll accept that. Yeah.
I'm just like making up a random fact. Like, why are we doing that? We have no reason. And for those of you who don't know, so that's it. That's the way it kind of works. Now, I also understand. Let's go ahead and go through the parts for your PC really quick. Okay. Now, let's bring those up. This is actually what we're going to build her, and it's some pretty cool stuff because she actually has an air-cooled system already. We're going to be doing a Core i9 12900K, an MSI MPG Z690 Carbon Wi-Fi with DDR5, so you're getting that little boost from DDR5. You've got an RTX 3080 Ti Gaming X Trio. You've got an Intel 1TB Intel SSD 660p NVMe SSD. You've got an 8TB Seagate Ironwolf Pro, so that's for all your horse pictures.
Yes.
So of which you have hopefully 8 terabytes.
I have a lot. Yep.
There's a lot to still. You've got 32 gigs of G-Skill Trident Z5 DDR5 RAM. We're going to be putting this inside of the Airflow case, the new NZXT H7 Flow in black. We're using the king of coolers. Maybe, okay, the Ice Giant, you might be able to argue that, but the Noctua NH U12A Chromax Black, and then we've got that 1000 G6 EVGA Supernova PC. Now, I do understand that the
chat's already asking.
I do understand that there is a translation. So we have been working with the team to translate how much power that equals in Yukon Gold potatoes. But the thing is that given that we've upgraded, we feel like it's actually going to upgrade to fingerling potatoes because this is a little bit more civilized. We're definitely taking an update here from the system. Yep. So we're going civilized and we're going to go to fingerling potatoes. So we will be telling you how many fingerling potatoes this is worth because we felt like it was a little bit more gourmet with the build that you're doing.
I think so.
So I don't know if your chat's going to be okay with this, with us translating from...
I think they'll accept it,
Okay, as long as potatoes are involved and somebody will then be like, there's something on your system and every time I Google it, it comes up mashed potatoes. So there it is. Yep. That's what it's going to basically do. So we will still make sure that if you're like have no idea why there's a potato reference, because I did catch that, which was like I was like, why does your chat say?
So my original PC when I first started streaming was super old at the time. I think it was like 7 or 8 years. Started as a hobby, and we called it the potato because it was barely able to handle streaming. When I upgraded, my new PC, well, old PC now is Potato Prime. And so we upgraded from 6 pounds to 12 pounds of eco.
So we gotta go like Potato Prime. We gotta
Potato
go with like a
Prime.
new
Yeah, we
name.
need a new name.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I don't know what Potato Prime is such a good name though. It's like I feel bad. Maybe we don't give you this system because Potato Prime's really good, or maybe it's Potato Prime V2 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like taking away Potato Prime, a Mega Potato.
Mega Potato.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
I like that name.
That's good.
Okay. 5 points for Gryffindor for thinking of that one right there. Yeah, Potato Prime is my favorite Transformer. I can't. I mean, he actually has like the thing of justice inside of his chest and everything. I mean, Potato Prime. I mean, are we going to have like an Optimus Prime level die?
I actually had a logo for my old PC where it was a potato with Optimus Prime's helmet.
Oh
on.
wow! Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like I
like
think they actually sold.
Community member made it.
If I remember correctly, I think they sold an Optimus Prime Mr. Potato Head too. So like,
did they?
Yeah, I think.
How do I not have that?
I don't know. Maybe like you need Unicron Potato or I don't know. We're gonna come up with something, but we'll go from there. Anyway, guys, it's gonna be a lot of fun today. Before we get started, though, one thing I always like to do, because we do have people from Intel and my audience who don't know who you are. Tell us a little bit about your journey. Who are you? How did you come to be? I mean, like, I know you were genetically engineered to be here with us today, but I mean, like, and flew out 20 minutes before. You're like a superwoman. But like, just what's your world and your stream about?
My stream is 100% about community.
Okay.
Just being chill, laid back. We're not overly competitive, except that I do challenge runs in the Dark Souls games. So I compete against myself, challenge myself.
Wow, okay.
So I have successfully no-hit DS3, working on a no-hit in Dark Souls 1, played a lot of Elden Ring. I do a lot of horror streams, mostly for my community. I scare very easily, so they love it.
So these are not easy challenges. I hadn't, again, you getting on a plane 20, like I didn't get a lot of the updates either. So this is like all new to me.
Yeah.
But like these are not easy games.
No.
So like you're doing hard stuff.
Yes.
Right, and I was feeling pretty bad about like watching Blondie play Fall Guys, and like here you are, like you're all like, yeah, I do no hits and Demon Souls and all that sort of stuff. So wow, that's incredible. That's awesome. Okay, and so you've been streaming for 4 years.
About 4 years, yeah, full time for 3.
Okay.
But I started about 4 years ago, part-time. I used to work at an accounting firm, actually, as a manager.
This feels a lot better, right?
Yeah. Way better.
Yeah,
way
much
better.
much more of your soul after that versus
and
like...
I started streaming part-time just as kind of a stress release, just as a hobby, something fun to do.
Okay.
A couple nights a week for a couple hours, and then it just kind of grew from there, and that's my full-time job.
That's amazing. Okay, cool. So that's really cool. Now, guys, before we get into the build, we're going to get started here real quick. There is somebody special that I want to shout out. So today, and I am here in LA, and he is in Seattle, but today is my son, my youngest son, Aaron's birthday. So I want to take a second to shout out to Aaron. Happy birthday, buddy. Would you mind? Can we sing happy birthday to him?
Sure.
Are you okay? Okay, here we go. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, you're a good singer.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Aaron. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, buddy. There it is, man. Sorry, we got to sing happy birthday to the man, right? Like, so he was like, I'm missing his birthday. I got to make sure that I do it for him and all that sort of stuff. So happy birthday from there and go on from there. Okay, now we can build. Now, you've never built a PC
I've never built a PC. No.
Are you nervous?
I'm a little bit nervous.
Okay, what are you nervous about? Because I want to make sure whatever it is that happens, so then you won't...
Nervous about being nervous and shaking and like dropping something.
Okay, so the things that we don't want to drop is the computer.
Of course.
Okay, so that's pretty much it.
Okay,
so we got the hard part out of the way. There we go. We're good. Okay, so let's grab your motherboard.
Okay.
And huge shout out to MSI. Obviously, a big sponsor for today's stream. So they're the ones who provided most of the parts that we're going to be using today. So your GPU, your motherboard, and all that sort of stuff. So again, huge. They're a big partner for the show. We've done a lot of parts with their stuff, and so you're getting really great parts.
That's cool.
And this is one of my favorite motherboards, and you'll see why, because it's actually like carbon fiber, which is actually really nice.
Yeah.
And you're actually getting a very stealthish build. There is a little bit of RGB, but it's going to be like touches, and then everything else. We got purple.
Favorite color?
Are you serious?
Like literally favorite color.
I nailed it. Okay, so we got purple. We got
Yeah.
purple in there. So we'll have purple, white, and like kind of black. It's going to be kind of the theme.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
With a little bit of blue from obviously Intel, because we have to celebrate that. Okay, cool. Why don't you go ahead and open the box?
Okay.
Here we go, guys. How does she get this back home? So obviously we've actually built a potato transporter. So, which is luckily, I mean, given the weight of this, we think that if we were going to translate this to Yukon Gold potatoes, it'd be about a metric ton. But that's why we're going to fingerling, because we want it to be much more impressive, like 2 to 3 metric tons of fingerling potatoes in terms of potato power. Okay, let's go ahead and go ahead and take that out of the box.
Take this out?
Take the whole motherboard. Yeah, go ahead and take that out. And I'm going to pop this off to the side. And if you want to remove that from the bag and remove it from the little box protector, that would be a huge help. Now, for folks who don't know the format for the show, the way this is going to work is, oh, look, still people. Oh, hey, happy birthday still. And they did exclamate. That's awesome.
Do we have, I don't want to.
Oh, you can just rip it up. It's fine.
No.
We don't get to keep the bag, unless you want to keep the bags. Some people are like into that.
No.
Oh, wow, you're really brave. Okay, she's cut in. She's in.
I'm in.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so if you want to flip that so the socket is at the top. Just like that, perfect. Okay, now, first thing we do, this is the fun thing, is all of the blue tabs are peels. So you're going to kind of use them to peel off all of the plastic.
Oh,
yeah,
that's the best
part.
part.
Yeah, this is all ASMR peeling going on right here. Oh, look at that. It's just like taking skin off of a sunburn. Wait,
I'm very pale, so I know what that's like.
That's a terrible thing. So, so the other thing too is that something we learned about you, just happenstance, is you're also into horses. So how did that whole thing come about?
Yeah, I am. When I was about 7, my parents signed me up for riding lessons.
Okay.
And I just absolutely fell in love with it. So I used to be competitive, like back in high school. I used to compete a lot of shows.
Wow. Okay.
Now it's mostly just for fun.
Okay.
My horse is about 20.
Oh wow!
Now,
okay.
so he's semi-retired.
Semi-retired.
We'll yeah.
He's not retired in carrying you around, but
no.
outside of that, yeah, you're like he is there. So.
Yep.
You know, 20 years. I mean, that's a great life for a horse.
Very. Very
so
much,
is there a pony coming? Like maybe is there going to be something that you're going to maybe switch over and like add so you can ride more at some point in time? Like, what are you thinking? Should we start looking for a horse today? Like,
I'm always looking. Financially, it might be a little bit tight to have 2 at the same time, but it's an expensive hobby.
It is definitely an expensive hobby, but that's cool. So how often do you ride?
I try to get it 3 to 4 nights a week.
Wow. Okay, so quite a bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. And where you live, do they have like cool terrain, or you just like take them down the street, or?
Yeah, it's actually a beautiful facility. Okay. So it backs onto a forest. So there's like miles of trails.
Okay.
So that's why I mean like semi-retired. Like he's mostly a trail horse now.
Okay.
Like we just go out and ride off into the
Into the sunset.
Into the sunset together.
Look at you, you're like, I'm trying not to sound so cliche, but yes, that's exactly what we're doing. We're driving off into the sunset. You know what I mean? So there you go. That's pretty rad. And what's the horse's name?
His name is Charlie.
Oh, okay. Charlie, I was expecting how like some horses, it's like he's rides into the sunset, but only on dark days. You know, like when you go to like a horse track or horse shows, they always have like some of the most not ridiculous, but just crazy names for the horses.
Yeah, well, the second half of my Twitch name is actually Charles.
Oh, okay.
Because I call him Sir Charles when he's being a diva, which is most of the time.
Okay,
yep.
Got it. Okay, so what I'm going to have you do now is I'm going to have you take this. We're using sharp objects now, so always about safety. Go ahead and cut that open, and then we're going to open up your CPU. Sir Charles.
Sir Charles.
So he's been knighted.
He has, yes. He's royalty.
He's royalty.
Or he thinks he is.
He thinks he is. That's all that matters. Okay, cool. So I'm going to save this for later. This is so we can put the sticker on a little bit later. And then what I'm going to have you do is take that gold thing out of there.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's your wafer. I'll take this from you. Okay. And I'll put this over here. Okay, now what you can do is you can just twist that open. And inside of it is actually your CPU. There it is.
Look at that.
There it is. There's your CPU. So you can just take that out of there. Just inside, you just take the plastic part out. You just set it down, and then I'll take this all out of the way.
Okay.
And then we'll set it off to the side so people know that we're building an Intel build. Not that I don't know why they wouldn't know that, but hey, we just like to remind people, make sure that they're fully aware of what's going on there. Okay, cool. There it is. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and open up the socket. So this place is where we're going to sit or put the CPU in. So what I'm going to have you do is push this and kind of slide it out. You see how it's held by that little clip?
Push.
So you push it down and then over.
Oh, I see.
Just like that. Perfect.
Just like that. Okay.
And then now, you see this little, just lift that. Yeah, just pull up, and there is your socket right there.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up for you, and what you're going to do is with both fingers, you're going to grab it, and you're just going to set it right inside like that, just gingerly. And it just sits right in there. Perfect. Okay, there it is. That was great.
Perfect.
No issue whatsoever with that. Okay, now, using your left finger, I'm going to have you keep pushing down, and then you're going to put that back. No, don't touch the black. Just on the top. Yep. Keep pushing, and then pull this, and then put it back under. Oh, snap! It cleared! It cleared! We goal! Goal! Guys, it cleared it. Okay, so that is such a, like, we always want that to happen. I mean, we want it. It doesn't matter if it doesn't, but it's always a big deal when it actually clears the VRM. Guys, it actually cleared the VRM, and it's amazing. Okay.
Do you want me to put that?
No, that doesn't come off. It's supposed to do that.
Okay.
It's the fun. Okay, keep pushing down, and then go ahead and close the thing all the way down. It's going to be a lot of pressure. Done.
Good.
Okay. Now, guys, yeah, it launched. It was awesome. It cleared the heatsink. I know that's the best thing. Like, I love it when it does that. That's like, I love when it's that much pressure, and it pretty much scares everybody when it does, because you're like, oh, it broke.
It's like, I don't know what's supposed to.
No, but it didn't. It didn't break. Okay, so now. Rumor is we have some really good music lined up for this. So this is this is the arts and crafts section of the whole thing right here. So we're gonna do a little arts and crafts. So what I'm going to do is this is thermal paste. Now, for people who don't know, what happens is that this is called the IHS, which is called the integrated heat spreader. Okay. And on top of this, we're going to be sticking your air cooler. Now, this paste, this isn't perfectly flat. So what this paste does is this fills in all of the imperfections. So heat can transfer between the CPU and to your cooler. And that's how your CPU stays cooler. Yep. And we want that because it's a 12900K. It's a very powerful CPU, so we want to make sure we do this well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, and what we do is we want to cover that entire IHS with a very thin layer of this. Does that make sense? And it's like painting. Yeah. So if you've done a birthday cake, anything like that, that's pretty much what we're going to do. So I'm going to put enough on here, and I'll show you a little technique. And then from there, I'm going to let you finish it off. Now, we have some great music lined up for this from a Juilliard cello player. So that guy right there, if you ever watch it, he actually went to Juilliard. At least he says he did. I mean, like, we haven't been able to verify his credentials, but we're pretty excited about the whole process here. Yeah. So, okay, so I'm going to show you a little technique, and then you're going to hear a little music in your ear, and we're going to just have a little Bob Ross moment. So here we go. So this is what you do: is you use your finger. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay, cool. So then what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of spread it, just like it spreads very easily, but you want to get the whole thing covered.
The whole thing covered?
To you, madame.
Okay, hold on. Stressed.
Do you hear the music, though? Don't be stressed. Just enjoy it. It's relaxing.
It's not.
There it is. Listen to that music.
It's beautiful.
It's just like you're just painting. You're just becoming one with the PC. Just want to cover that whole IHS. Is this actually you? It is you! Oh, wow, you're actually really good. I'm kind of bummed now. Look at that. See, it's peaceful, right?
It is very peaceful.
It's like stress. Like, we're getting rid of stress. Yeah, she's becoming one with the i9 12900K. There we go. Good job!
Thanks.
What'd you think?
It's a little stressful, but the music helped.
Oh, the music
very much helps.
Yeah, the music helps. It's calming, and it was actually written by our fine gentleman. He was actually in one of the Intel episodes, and that's how I found it. And then I was like, wait a minute, that guy actually knows that. And then I found out that was actually him. So, like, not only is he like world famous, but he's actually also our audio guy. So if you have any complaints, then just actually what I'd like you to do the entire stream is just say, I have no game audio.
No game audio?
Even though you do.
Can you fix that?
Okay, so we're gonna clean this off real quick, and then keep it going. So. No, it's good. You did a great job, by the way.
Thank
All
you.
You want to do is, so when we put the pressure on, now that the whole thing's spread, the reason we do the spread is that sometimes, especially, you might see cooling issues, and you want to make sure that you're getting a proper coverage of your CPU from the coolant. And so we spread the entire thing, because that way we know, unlike the P method or the X method, we'll know that we've covered the entire HS. So if we take it off and say, oh, this isn't hitting, we'll know that. So it's just a debug thing, which is actually pretty nice. And all the real people do the full spread method. Like, we have like Kingpin and a lot of those guys who do the same thing. So you're up there with the pros.
Perfect.
You're like, that's all that matters.
I feel very unqualified, but I like it.
No, you're not unqualified. Okay, so next step is this is another big moment. This is another visceral moment when building a PC, another ASMR moment. We're kind of like with like you spreading the thermal paste. This is about the clicks. So people love the sound of when RAM clicks into the slot. And so I know you were telling me that you have some people in your community who are like big helpers if people have tech questions and stuff like
absolutely.
that. So they'll say that like this is like a big moment is clicking in your RAM. And I just want to let you know, sometimes we get people a little weak in the knees because it's just such a visceral moment that we, you know, I just want you to be prepared. So just steady yourself when you do it. Okay, so here's what I'm going to show you the technique, and then I'm going to have you do it on the second one, okay?
Yep.
So what you do, set the RAM in, like so. I'll like to angle it a little bit so I get a nice angle for it. Then you use your thumbs and then just push really hard.
Ooh.
I know, right? That, by the way,
I like that.
was a solid click.
Good click.
So we've got a good click. We've hereby christened. It's like when you take like a champagne bottle and break it over a ship. Same thing. That's what we've essentially just done with your PC. So I'm going to have you now do the same thing. So that's going to face that direction. And then you just want to kind of set it in there and then kind of get yourself gripped and ready. Prepare yourself.
And then just push down?
Yep. Solid push. Oh! See? That was a good one. It was good, right?
I like it.
Yeah, I saw you get a little. I saw you get a little. Yeah, I saw you get a little weak there. But luckily, we had pillows on the floor. We can actually move those out now, guys. So in case you passed out, just from how awesome it was, and go from there. No, that violin was not you. It was actually a member of our production community who is, I mean, believe it or not, really honestly, a Juilliard grad, and really, we're really lucky to have somebody like him here on the show. He's actually such a great. He's such a. He does well with our humor, which not everybody does. We're still testing this guy. I'm a little worried, but we'll see what he does. He's a little
he's
stoic.
not feeling it.
And he's got like one of those mustaches. I don't know.
It's glorious.
It's glorious. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, here we go. Next up is your NVMe SSD. Okay, so this is your hard drive. So this is where you're going to put all your games to make it load correctly. Luckily, you have plenty of additional space to add additional hard drives.
Yep.
But this is like your primary fast drive. So that's what we're going to stick with right here. Okay, so let's dish it out here. And then now we're going to get to using tools. So we're going to grab our tools right here. Okay, let's grab. Here it is. Okay, so what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to have you unscrew that and that. Okay. And then sometimes it can be what's called captive screws, which means they don't come all the way out. So if it just screw it enough until that whole thing, that little top, so that's captive, yeah, for sure. Okay. And then you should be able to just pull that off. That one may come all the way.
This one feels like it's going to come out.
It might, there it is. Yeah. Okay, cool. You can hand that to me. I'll put it over here in the little protector. And then you can go and lift that up. Okay, now on here, see that little plastic tab? You're going to pull that tab and then go ahead and peel that. Perfect. Stuck on that little tab. There you go. Awesome. Okay. And there should be another one on there. Flip it over. Oh. There you go. And these are thermal pads. What these do is these transfer heat from the hard drive to the thermal dissipator. So these things can actually get pretty hot. Okay. This one does not, but certain like Gen 4 ones and stuff like that have a tendency to get a little warm. So just to keep it from thermal throttling on even your hard drive. It's all about heat dissipation on these things. Now, okay, you can see there's a little slot in the PCB. Yep. And then right here, there's a little slot. So that's just going to get put in right in here. Give it a solid push, and it'll act like a diving board if it's in correctly. So just give it don't be afraid to give it a good solid push. And you'll hear it click. Click. Yep, there it is. Perfect. And then I can see it's acting like a diving board. Yep. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to secure it down. Okay, cool. Now you're going to take this and repeat what you just did, except for backwards. You're just going to put that back on, and then we'll put both those screws back in. Just line them up. Where does this go? Just like that.
I think that's in there.
Yep. And then go ahead and screw it down, and then go ahead and just start it, and then go to this one real quick, just so it doesn't get too tight. So she's got a single 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, and then she has an 8 terabyte physical HDD. So, I mean, recommendation usually we do with folks like this is at some point in time, and it's really easy. You can just undo these down here, and you can install another one, depending on how many games you install. So it just depends on, for certain people, if you want to add a second one, it'll be very easy. And I know your community can totally help you if that ends up being an issue.
Yep.
Yes, lots of potatoes in this one. I would say, like I said, metric ton of Yukon Gold. We're still waiting for the official number of fingerling.
The conversion rate.
The conversion rate, yeah. So that's what we're waiting on right now. Okay, so next up is, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install your cooler onto your board. And this is the thing that obviously you're going to recognize this. It's going to look very similar to your other PC. This is just the air cooler that's going to keep it. Now, a lot of people are like, hey, Robey, we don't usually air cool a 12900K, but with a U12A, you're completely capable of doing it. And especially because we're using an airflow case with good airflow fans, it should be really good. So we're going to make sure this is solid. Oh, it's 5 fingerlings to 1 Yukon Gold. Okay, so if it's a metric ton of Yukon Gold, it's 5 metric tons of fingerling potatoes. So we'll need to make sure we put that inside of your specs.
Yes.
And the other thing too, and it's you know, we're whole potatoes. We're not going to chips and fries. You guys are getting a little crazy here. With getting it crazy. So 5 metric tons of fingerling potatoes.
That is a huge upgrade. No
cafe games. We're gonna air cool this bad boy. That's right. That's how we roll today. So the one thing that's actually really nice about air cooling, and especially if you can air cool, is that chance of failure is actually lower. Not to say on AIOs it's actually that big of a deal anymore. But and the other thing too is you don't, when it goes quiet and stuff like that, it actually has a tendency to be just a little bit more quiet. So it's just a little bit different. We like to show you a variety when we do builds. And so just saying that, hey, air cooling can be possible. And so we like to show it too. So some people like air cooling. I like all cooling. I like just being cool. So those are the right ones.
Okay.
We don't need this. We don't need that. We don't need this. We don't need that. This is all for nuts. And then here's what we do need. Okay. That's ours, and this is ours, and this is ours. Oh.
Something else we need?
I was like, well, we're going to use something bigger, but yes. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the back plate, and that's going to go through these little 4 holes here. So where it says caution, this side must face the motherboard. So hey, we've got that solved.
Okay.
Then we're going to do is open this little bag, and I'm going to show you how to do one, and then I'm going to have you repeat the process for the other 3. And again, if you have issues, feel free to ask questions.
Okay.
So on here, you can see how there's a little triangle. See there's a little triangle?
Yep.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to make sure that triangle is facing up, like so.
Okay.
See how it fills in there? Then you take this little black part and you just clip it on, just like that.
Okay.
I'm going to have you do that for the other 3.
So they all face like the corners?
They all face the corners. Oops.
Okay.
Don't drop the blue thing. I just dropped the blue thing, but I'm going to find it. It's right around here somewhere.
I think it's right there. Is that it?
This is the black one.
This black one?
I will. You can go ahead and work on that. I'll find it.
You'll find it?
Maybe. We don't get to finish the PC otherwise. Oh. Man, there's all sorts of stuff down here. Oh, we probably needed that in another build. Okay, I see it. We'll get it later in a minute. Okay. How's it going?
Good.
Doing pretty good? Okay,
yeah.
Cool. I'm going to have, would you mind? It's right there.
Oh, right there.
Okay, it's just more on your side.
Yeah.
It's not, there we go. I didn't want to weirdly bend down and be like, hey, that's awkward. Okay,
Good call.
Now what we're going to do is flip the motherboard all the way over, so it's going to be on its face.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not joking. So everybody looks at me and goes, wait, what? Cool. Okay, now what we're going to do is see how there's these 4 holes?
Yes.
You're going to put this in those 4 holes, just like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there was actually a method. I wasn't just trying to test you. And then I'll go flip it over just because there's a little technique to it. There we go. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is you're going to take these blue things.
Put them on those?
And you're going to put them on those. Yeah, exactly. Just like that.
This is so cool.
Yeah, this is all the preparation for your air cooler. Now, see on this how it has 1, 2, and 3?
Yep.
What you want to do is you want to make sure the silver posts are both in 2. So you're going to set them down just like that and make sure they're in the 2 slot.
Like here?
On that other side. Other side for that one. Yep. And just make sure it's on the 2. Perfect.
Okay.
Same thing with that one. Okay, now, and they're both on the 2. Perfect.
Yep.
Now what you're going to do is you're going to screw one of these. Just don't tighten them all the way down. Just put a start on each one of those.
On each one? Okay.
Yep. And then once you've got them on, then we can tighten them all the way down. A little Ziploc for that later. Okay, now once you've got them in, I'm going to take this.
Nice.
This is Excalibur. So now just tighten them all the way down. You know, if you're not using a tall screwdriver, what are you doing?
Right.
Exactly. Cool. You're just going to do that for each one of them. You don't have to go crazy tight, just tight enough, yeah. And I was like, where is my, there it is. Beautiful U12A.
Okay.
You got it?
I think we're good.
Okay, now we're going to take out our cooler. Oops, I'm just going to try not to destroy it as I take it all out. Okay, so now just to show you how to do this. So you see on the side there's these little plastic things. Those hold it on. So what I'm going to do is go and remove these. Just kind of take this off.
Okay.
There's that one. And the same thing with this side. I'll just have you remove it this time. See there's a little plastic. Just pull them down and out. Right here on the side, actually. See this? Just pull it down with your finger.
Pull it down?
And then out.
Oh.
Just like that. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. So now we got our 2 fans. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this on. And see how there's these little arrows on the top?
Yeah.
These little dots? That's showing you the direction of the airflow, so that way you know which direction to basically place it on. So we've taken the plastic cover off. I'd like to show everybody that, because everybody's like, did you take the cover off? Yes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that on. Yep. Like so. And I'm going to start it, and then I'll have you tighten it down. This can be just, it's just a little weird sometimes. Yeah. So I'm just going to help. I try to help as little as possible, but if there's little things so you can just have an enjoyable experience, is what I prefer to do. Okay, there you go. Now, just go ahead and tighten those 2 screws using this ginormous screwdriver.
So this is why we use the giant screwdriver?
Yep. Because you can see it's a little bit high on all the motherboard. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, it does.
We need a salmon-themed desk mat. What? I must have missed a conversation there.
Why salmon?
I don't know. Are you a huge salmon fan? No?
I do like salmon.
Okay, well, there we go.
It's good.
There it is. Well, she agrees. I don't know about the salmon-themed, but I don't know if it's like a huge market for salmon-themed mouse pads, but maybe I'm missing something. Art of cute. So both of them got all the tighten until it stopped? Did you tighten that one down?
I believe so.
Just checking one more time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That sounds good. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let me show you. We're going to do this right this time. Everybody made fun of me last time because I did it backwards. Shouldn't be a problem for me, but I did it anyway. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to put this one on, and I'll have you put the other one on. So what you do is line it up like so. You just give it a pull, just like that. Okay. And then we're just going to run our cable down like that. Now, before I do this, because I want to make sure we're going to hide all our cables, because it's got to look pretty.
Of course.
You know, that's pretty important. So I'm going to put that on CPU fan, like that. And then we're going to take this one, I'm going to plug it in beforehand, like this. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and run it, and then I'll have you just to make sure this goes. There we go. Okay, and I'll have you go ahead and click those on.
Where's the other one?
There you go.
Did that get it on there?
I think so. Let me see. Did you get this one on?
Not this one, no.
There. Ooh, that's a good solid side on this one. There you go. Perfect.
Good.
There we go. And our air cooler's on. It's not quite.
Higher.
That's a little higher, which we sometimes see. So what we'll do is we'll just quickly lift that one up, so we'll get evenness across the whole thing. The good thing about this board, and then what we have is we have all the cables hidden underneath, so it looks like we only have like one small cable.
Beautiful.
And it looks so good.
It does. It looks really good.
There it is, a completed motherboard. What did you think? I mean, you've done an entire motherboard.
So my chat has always told me that PC building is like expensive Lego for adults, and I do Lego streams actually. Like
really?
I build Lego on streams.
Yeah,
so
you're now becoming because I'm a huge Lego fan.
Yeah, so yeah, that was pretty straightforward. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it on my own.
Right.
But
I mean, a lot of people do it the same way. It's like where I'm like literally just showing them via YouTube video, but for the most part, like, I mean, you know, it's most people get done. They're like, yeah, you know what? I could probably do most of that from memory afterwards. I mean, there was a lot of like, you know, bips and bobs when it comes to an air cooler, but for the most part, yeah, it's like it's pretty straightforward. And
it looks so intimidating, but when like you break it down into the steps, it's
a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I like it.
Just so you guys know, you're going to be able to start checking out Lily's tech streams. She's going to be building PCs every Thursday.
Yes.
And if you're interested in a potential commission, she charges 63% of the total cost of the PC. So it's pretty steep. Yeah. But I mean, you know,
it'll be worth it.
And it comes with free potato art. So I think it's going to be pretty amazing when you order those things. So there it is right there. Okay, if you want to grab your case and go ahead and put it right here.
How heavy is it?
That's why I always like to I like to get you guys used to carrying your PC so that way you just kind of know. It will get heavier because we're going to start putting parts in it. One of the things I really love about this particular case though is it's toolless. So you won't have to take apart any you won't have to use any screws to kind of take it apart or anything like that. But this is the NZXT H7 Flow. First thing I'm going to have you do, see how there's a little grip? Take it and push towards me.
Push it?
Yeah, and then it's just the cover come off. Just give it a little bit of pressure, some good pressure.
I don't want to break it.
You're fine. Okay, hold on. Let's take this one off first and make sure they didn't screw it down, because like you're giving a lot of pressure. Okay, it's coming off.
This one side came off.
Yeah, just pull. There you go. It will come off, I promise. There it is.
Okay.
Okay, so there's no screw here, so I'm just going to test to see if that works.
I might just be weak.
Okay, yeah.
I loosened it for you.
Yeah, that wasn't weak. It was just, honestly, a lot of people are like, if you've never done this, you're like, I don't know how much pressure.
Yeah, right? It's like, last thing I want is for it to snap.
Okay, you want to hand me that other piece right there? Put it over here on the side. Okay, and then what I just did for the front, do for the back. Okay. There's a little hole right there. Now you know you can give it a lot of pressure. There's nothing holding it back. Just push really hard.
This is awkward.
There you go. You got it. It's like it's new, so it's like some extra solidness. There it is. Yeah, it's like quite a bit of pressure, and then just lift up.
Lift up. I see.
And this is always good because if you need to do any work on your PC, you'll know how to take it apart.
Yes.
Which is why
that is a very good point.
Yeah, which is why I like to show you and guys have you do as much of it as you can. Okay, and then the same thing for this one. It's at the very bottom. There's a little grip. Just give it a good pull. Good pull. There you go. First time it always takes.
This
just pops all the way off.
Pops all the way off. Okay.
Perfect. There we go. Okay, so there is your PC stripped down. It's naked. It's naked. It's a naked PC. And then for this, all we're going to do is just lift up, and it just comes right out.
Cool.
Okay, so there you go. So there's a little box. You can see it.
Yep.
Go ahead and take that box out. This is all your screws for your case. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got all the screws now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this and lay it down right in front of you. Okay?
Yep.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this inside of there. And the way to grab it is just from the side here. And then you see this hole right here?
Yep.
In the screw hole? That's going to go right there. There. And then this goes into there, right? Because that's where your I/O is. So you're just going to lift it like this.
Yep.
And you're just going to set it right inside.
Okay.
Getting that hole.
Okay.
Perfect. A little bit of awkwardness there, but.
So where's the?
And you'll know it's a little further because you use this to kind of guide you because you know it's got to go more down. Keep going down. There you go. Should be pretty close.
I see it.
There it is.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're in and you're all. So now you can see that the screw holes are all available. So now we're going to pull out our screws. Man, that looks so good in that case. I love
it.
It's so clean. I do, yeah, and that's the thing is like this case, because of how it's going to do, your build is going to look exceptionally clean because you don't have an AIO, you're going to have a lot of cleanliness. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some additional fans here. Yep. So you'll have 3 fans here in the front, and you'll have an additional intake fan here, just to make sure that we're feeding the air cooler as much air as absolutely possible. So we're gonna set it up for success. Now this is always the problem that I have with this, and so forgive me in advance. I don't know which screws go into the motherboard. They're sometimes they're the same and sometimes they're not. And so we're going to do a test. Okay. And we'll find the right ones. I do this every time.
I love it.
But the issue that I have is I do so many PC builds in so many cases, and they're so non-standard. Some of them have lips, some of them don't. You're like, okay, can we just get it right? I'm going to take your extra bits and bobs here. I don't know why I'm in a Harry Potter mood today. Okay, so I'm guessing usually it's the lip ones, but this one, it doesn't have lips around it. So this is all. I know it's not that. I'm going to save those. That is for, you see it says hexagonal screws. Thanks. That's usually what goes in a PSU, but thank you. So we have 2 different ones. Throw that away. Okay, so it's going to be one of these 2. And I'm going to guess it's probably not the ones I'm going to choose, but we'll see.
Of course not.
That's the way it always works.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to use Excalibur. I'm going to test this real quick and see if this works. And then if it does, that will be good. Nope, it's not that one. So it's not the flat ones. It's the round ones. Okay, let's try this one. They're always slightly different. The way I know is if it doesn't stop, it didn't work. Okay. And you want to be, when you do it, yeah, see how that stopped? So when you do it, start gingerly at the beginning. You don't want to cross thread. So it's just, and then once it's going in nicely, then go ahead and go from there. Here are your additional screws.
So how many are there?
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's not one there. 5, which we've already done, and then there's 3 at the top.
Just see the top?
And when you're ready to do the top, you can just spin the case. Yep. Okay. So we'll just start with the 3, and we'll just start with these right now. Yep. And there you go. There's your screws. Like I said, what I have a tendency to do is hold down close to the bottom as I get close to like the hole, and then once you've got that, then you can do the rest. While you're doing that, I'll clean up the mess. So you said that this was kind of one of your first, like, this kind of activation. Are you going to do any cons or anything like that?
Yeah, so like again, I've been streaming now for about 4 years, so I've never been to a convention.
Okay.
And I was planning on going to like TwitchCon and like all the standard ones. But then COVID.
Yeah.
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 So it was like I kind of got into it at the wrong time. This one doesn't want to go in.
What is it doing?
It's just spinning.
Oh, let me take a look at it. Okay. Watch this one. I
think it's like slightly
askew.
Askew, yeah.
Okay, let me take it. Let me give it a quick gander. Sometimes it's just like, sometimes it's actually about the angle. Yeah, that one's like that is being weird. Okay, there we go.
Get it?
No. What is going on there?
Yeah.
Okay, we got a weird situation here. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is remove the MOB, or just lift up the MOBO. We actually have it looks like the standoff is a little stuck. So we're gonna fix that real quick. It's always fun when we get little things like this. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to undo all your work. I know it's my fault. Okay, I'm gonna put this like this and see how the standoff's like sitting on here. So I'm just gonna use this little thing. There we go. Have to get this at a weird angle here. Oh, you know what? I have a smaller screwdriver. Nope, that's not the right one. Okay. Because we have Excalibur, we got to get awkward here.
Okay. Can I help at all, or?
Not yet.
No? Okay.
We're just going to do a quick fix, just like that. Should be fine. Hold that. Oh man, this is not holding it very well. And this is not what this tool is for either, which is always super good. Might have to take a quick break and get some pliers just to get this out. Oh, you know what? Actually, just realized something. Oh, this may not be long enough though. Is that long enough? Maybe? Okay. Try and do it with this. Nope. Okay, guys, we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break. I gotta get this some pliers and get this off. We just have it stuck, so it's just gonna be a quick fix, and then we will be right back. Let's do 5 minutes, guys.
5 minutes.
See you guys in a bit. What's up, guys? We are back. No, I did not get a Dremel. Like we just had to find something to grip the. We ended up looking inside of it, and there was just there was a little bit of a ledge, so it was catching, and so we've since replaced the standoff, and now we are back to where we were. We put back in the 3 screws, and that's where things are. Yes, she is getting a free upgrade. This PC is something she gets to keep.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't just get to build it. We're like, hey, that was fun, wasn't it? Have fun going back to Canada. Now, speaking of Canada, I do want to give a huge shout out also to Canada, Intel Canada, the country of Canada, and MSI Canada. You know, we don't shout out Canada enough. We're going to cover and all other Canadians. Congratulations, huge shout out to you guys. But obviously, huge shout out to MSI Canada and Intel Canada for sponsoring today's stream and being a part of it, right? And look at that. We got MSI Canada. There must be a giveaway. And by the way, don't forget we are doing giveaways throughout the entire stream. So make sure you open over twitch.tv/Intel. We're about to be giving away that i9, and you got to make sure you put in the keyword over on Intel's channel to be eligible to win one of those CPUs or desk mats. So there's a bunch of stuff going in there. Oh, Canada loves you. Oh,
I have a Canada emote. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. I like you gotta have that national pride. You know what I mean? And so that's why we shout out to Canada and all things Canada. I don't know. So, Madame, you are back on track.
Okay.
We have fixed our thing and going from there. Okay, so i9 giveaway is just 15 minutes away. So Intel says grab a stack, grab some poutine, and some Timmy Bits. Or Timbits, is it Timbits? Yeah, Timbits, some poutine, and get ready. Chug a gallon of maple syrup. Ugh.
Just like in Super Troopers.
Yeah, Super Troopers. Oh man, that movie makes me laugh. Such a good movie. Living the poutine up here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we've got those ones, and so we'll rotate it around
and
so that we can do this 3 more. Yep,
okay.
There you go. Cool. 3 more.
3 more.
Living the poutine dream. Grab some bag. That doesn't sound good at all.
Bag milk?
Yeah. I like my milk out of a. Do you guys? I mean, like, is bag milk? Does it taste different? I mean, we have bag milk in the U.S. too.
No, it tastes the same.
Oh, okay.
But you need a special container.
Do you?
To put the bags in, yeah.
Oh, what does it look like?
It's like a little. I think somebody has an emote of it. I saw it earlier.
Okay,
it's
so you have to have
it's like a little. It's like a jug, and then you put the bag in it, and then you like cut off the corner of the bag.
Nice.
So that you can just pour it.
Oh, okay.
And nobody in Canada has ever bought one. We all just kind of, it's like when you move out of your house, one just like shows up. Like, I don't know where mine came from.
Oh, that's it right there.
But yeah, like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I might have to get one, and we'll might have to do like a special bag milk.
Special
glass
bag milk.
Bottle milk is the best. Wow, Robey Pie, like going like I don't know if we may not be special enough to hang out with Robey Pie with his expensive glass milk thing. So yeah, that's pretty funny that we actually have a bag. You actually have a bagged milk emote. So there we go. You may be the only. You think you're the only one in Canada who has a bagged milk emote?
That one's actually not mine.
Oh, so
I
yes,
think
you're like.
I think it's a friend of mine though. I think it's V-Sweats maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, congratulations on the bagged milk emote. Okay, so we've got that done. So last thing we're going to have you do before we have you ship over to gaming, is we're going to have you put in all of the cables. So we're just like, it's like the last, like kind of when we're done, then you will have hooked up everything to kind of make your PC work. So we're going to flip this up like so. And then back here, there's a little bag full of cables if you want to pull that out and then undo that twisty tie.
Okay.
There we go. Perfect. And you hand me the little bag and the twisty tie. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put these where they belong. So then we're actually good to go. We're going to undo some of this cable management. And like if you've ever seen an H7 flow from the back, I mean, one of the things I really enjoy about this is like just check out all of the routing for cables. It makes it really easy. And the other thing too that's really nice about the H7 Flow, and I know for those of you who build PCs are going to be like, oh, she got easy mode, and that's okay. That's because for their front panel connector, they have a single front panel header, so you don't have to put in all of them. You just plug in one. Most of the time, this is like 6 connectors, or so 4 or 5, and
like
you only have
little
individual ones. But you get it. You get the nicer one where you just have to plug in one, which is actually pretty nice. So, okay, so we've got that. Let's grab all our cables, and we're going to start routing them here. So the first one we have is USB 3.2. That's going to go right here. And then we've got our USB-C. That's also going to go right here. We got our HD audio. This is for your front panel, so your headphone jack works and stuff like that in the front. There's that. This is your front panel connector that you get the easy mode for, win-win. That's going to go right there. We've also got our fan header. This is just for the one fan. We're going to put in a lot more fans, and that's going to go right here. Actually, I'm going to save this, and we're going to probably end up using a splitter, so we'll figure that out here in a minute. I'll do fans later. Okay, there we go. So we're going to undo that. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Now we're going to flip this over and have you hook all of these up. Okay. So first one is going to be your USB 3.2. And this one is the key thing here with this one is making sure you do it straight down. So it's going to go right here. You see there's a little nub. You're going to put that right down and go straight down. If you don't go straight down or an angle, you have a chance of bending pins. So it's just important. And then give it some solid pressure once you got it in. Go ahead, push. Once you get it in, it'll click. There you go. Perfect. Okay, so there's that one.
Yep.
Next up is USB-C. This one only goes in one way. So you're just going to put it in. If it's too hard to push in,
classic.
Flip it over. Yeah.
Yep. And it's always going to be the third way, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, there. Oh well, no, there we go.
Okay.
Only two flips.
Two, yeah.
Sometimes
unusual.
Usually
you try it one way, the other way, and then you flip it back.
So this is your HD audio. You can see there's actually a missing pin, and there's a missing pin on there. You just want to line that up, usually, and then just plug that in right in that far corner.
Okay.
Okay. And then now for the easy mode, which is great. Front panel. So this one right over here, you're just going to see there's also a missing pin on this, so you're just going to plug this in where it says front panel right over on the onto the far left of this one right here.
Like right at the end?
Yeah, right on the, so this, far left end, yeah. Wow, easiest front panel we've ever actually seen done. And that, okay, so guys, that is it. So now next step for me is just to do all the boring stuff, which is add fans, and then we'll add your PSU, GPU, and all that sort of stuff. And then what we'll do is you're going to go game, and then you'll come back, we'll turn it on, and that's kind of it.
Cool.
So we're going to, I know we just took a break, but now we're going to take another 8-minute break, transition her over to gaming, and then we'll come back. And what it's going to be is you'll see both of us chatting. She'll be gaming, I'll be building. You'll get to see both of us at the same time. So if you want to see the PC build, you can watch that. If you want to watch some gaming, you can watch that. What are you going to be doing in gaming today?
I'm going to be playing some Elden Ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything in particular, like?
I mean, if Chad has any suggestions.
Okay, so if you have suggestions on how she should play or what she might want to accomplish today, we have, about an hour, maybe an hour and a half of gameplay. So if you have something you'd like to see her trying to achieve, besides Intel Canada, we happen to be doing this when there's a giveaway. But if you want to go and give that stuff, we'll be on it. We're going to go to a quick 12-minute break. Hopefully somebody's going to walk away with an i9. When we come back, we'll see this and get into some gaming. See you guys in just a few.
could, no, the rain could.
She said that she hate me, I hate me too. I can always tell when you're lying, girl, you're see-through. All these miles away, yeah, I just wanna see you. Baby, give me good face, she hit me like seafood. Remember when I saw you, hi, it's nice to meet you. Know my old girl salty, she just wanna be you. I'm a dog, no Maltese, I don't wanna leave you. Once you're right here, I just don't wanna mistreat you, no. Cause I've been a douchebag before, baby girl, I don't wanna repeat. She just won't please me, she look in my eyes, told me why are you bleeding? And I don't even know how to answer. I take these drugs to my bladder. She says she noticed a pattern, she say I look gorgeous, I tell her I'm flattered. But I hate my reflection, when I look at you all I see is perfection. I'm so depressed and I don't know the reason, just wanna feel better. Hate my reflection, when I look at you all I see is perfection. I'm so depressed and I don't know the reason, just hope I feel better. Don't know the reason, just hope I feel better. I just hope I feel better. You said that you love me, don't know if it's still true. Hate it when you're not here, love it when I'm with you. You say you don't trust me, all the shit we've been through. Why you always upset? I don't really get you, I don't really get you. Why should I always gotta be so stressful? Baby, can you tell me why are you so vengeful? I don't understand you, I can't live without you, but I can't fucking stand you. I'm just so obsessed, I should take better care of myself, but fuck it. Blacked out in public, on that like she upset, but I know she love it. I hate my reflection, when I look at you all I see is perfection. I'm so depressed and I don't know the reason, just wanna feel better. Hate my reflection, when I look at you all I see is perfection. I'm so depressed and I don't know the reason, just hope I feel better. Don't know the reason, just hope I feel better. I just hope I feel better.
Always in my life. shine a light through a prism full spectrum. Pull the curtains back, you're my dimension. Lay back and just forget the pressure. Always in my life, it's alright. Lightning in my mind, it's alright. See where I come from, people never make it out. I'm a 5-star brain in a 2-star town, and I'ma give it back when I have enough money in my hands, enough for the friends and the fam, and I owe it all to Yahweh. Lord knows that I couldn't do it my way. Almost bought a ticket for the fast lane. Now I'm hopping on a flight to the Everglades to forget the pressure. Always in my life, it's alright. Don't tell me what I gotta do. Understand that I'm the truth. I ain't really got a lot to lose. That's why I fuck with you. Lay back and just forget the pressure. Always in my life, it's alright. So lightning in my mind, it's alright.
What's up, guys? We are back. As you can see, we've actually got more fans in now. Just as she's getting set up, Lily's getting almost ready to go. So we've got 3 airflow fans. We're going to add actually a 4th airflow fan right in front of the cooler, just to make sure it's getting plenty of air. So these are all airflow focused fans to feed this Noctua NF-A12. The other thing too is we're also trying to make it so there's not a ton of like exterior noise and stuff like that. And for the most part, it's still pretty quiet from an air cooled perspective. But PC looks great. It sounds like somebody wanted. Did they win an i9, Paul? Is that what happened? Yeah, somebody won an i9. Congratulations, one Darkman. I wonder if 2 Darkmen will win the next one. I'm just kidding. So yeah, we're going from there. But congratulations to one Darkman for winning that Core i9. And then again, shout out to the country of Canada, as well as MSI Canada and Intel Canada. So you guys, it's cool to get to do an international show. And again, if you don't know, we actually, our guest, Lily Charles, is from Canada. And so Charles is Sir Charles, who is used to be one of the prime ministers of Canada, and then has since turned into a horse, and now lets Lily ride it all over the. No, that's not what happened. But we're gonna pretend that's actually what happened. So good stuff right there. Nice, nice. Also, I was told by the sound guy, if I sound like a robot, I'm sorry. It's just. That's the way it's going to go. And I've probably made fun of the sound guy too much, so now it's to the point where that's just what's going to happen. So if I sound like a robot, that's where it is, and I'm okay with it. So anyway, guys, had a lot of fun. It's going really well. Lily, how are we doing? Are we looking pretty good?
Yeah, I'm ready to play some Elden Ring.
Yes, there is. Somebody said no RGB. Guys, there is RGB. Don't worry. We have just a little bit, and it is going to be purple and white. Just give us a chance. It'll be great. Oh, okay. So I got to kill a little bit of time. So while we're doing that, I'm actually going to go ahead and install this last fan. Is what we're doing while we're waiting. They got a little bug to take care of. So they're working on that right now, and then we'll get to it in just a second. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to add one more fan here at the top, just to give just for the cooler, the air cooler specifically, and then that'll be all the fans. So we have a total of what? 1, 2, a lot of fans. We have a lot of fans. A lot of fans. This is the best kind of fans. And then I did make sure I put these in the right way, Org Chaos. I know he worries about me sometimes. Last time, when we did this, we did an air-cooled build as part of the ARC launch, and I put the cooler fans in wrong. And he was like, yeah, those are backwards. So I'm making sure, I'm always afraid, because like I'll get text messages. My texts are on call at all times, and they'll just text me like, you doofus, what are you doing? That is not how that works. So I'm like, oh, hey. Yeah, I build PCs. Yeah, so a lot of fun. So what do you have coming up? Like, what are some of the things that we have coming up in the near future for you, Lily? What are some things we got to look forward to if people want to tune into your streams?
I actually just started my first playthrough of Demon Souls.
Oh.
Which is like the original Souls game.
Okay, yeah.
That I've never played.
Okay.
Because I never had a PS3.
Oh, okay.
And then I had been trying to get a PS5 for a long time so I could play the remake. So I just started that.
Did you get one?
I did.
Oh,
yes.
snap.
Like very recently, like couple weeks ago.
Okay. Did you watch any of the Gamescom news or anything like that?
A little bit, yeah. I've been trying to keep up.
Did you see, so they have a game called Project P, which is Pinocchio.
Yes.
But another Souls-esque game,
yeah.
right? So
I think people are comparing it to Bloodborne a little bit, which is my favorite Souls game.
So yeah, are you looking forward to that one, you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
100%.
I like anytime, it was really funny, like the feedback was, people were like, it's basically a Souls ripoff and we're okay with it. And I was like, yeah, that's the way it should be. Like, if flattery is the best.
Heavily inspired.
Yeah, heavily inspired by. Yeah, you're like, you know what? Who cares? It's all good. So what I'm going to start doing right now is just hooking up all your fans. I gave you all of the fans on the planet.
Perfect.
Non-stop fan action. Here.
Love it.
That's what everybody wants. They just want non-stop fan action. So you can make sure this all works. So we'll make it all tight and stuff like that. But that's what I'm working on right now, is just getting your fans hooked up. Got you some good PWM NZXT fans. So you enjoyed the build process so far?
I did, yeah. It's it's my first time. Yep. So it was intimidating, not gonna lie.
Okay.
But once I started, it was less intimidating.
And you enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it. 100%.
And do you think you got less nervous as we kind of went on? And
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I think as I got more used to what we were doing and just following directions, and it was less intimidating.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's what that's what we really try to aim for here. Is like there's always like that at the beginning. You're like, yes, this is I am playing with essentially expensive hardware. But it's your hardware, and you want it to work, right? Like that was what you were like. That was a key part of the whole discussion. Like, yeah. So Justin, when we're done, can we please make sure that the PC works? And I'm like, oh, dang it, that's a lot of pressure. I don't know if that's something we're going to be able to handle, but luckily we got it done.
A working PC is, kind of the end goal, yeah.
Well, when I was a little, the first time I saw it, I was like, what? If they're measuring everything in Yukon potatoes, maybe she doesn't need it to work, right? Like,
yeah.
So, but unfortunately, the games you're playing, like Project P, when that comes out, and Elden Ring, they do have some pretty, not hefty, but there's some good requirements. Like they do need a real PC to run.
They do, yes. Unfortunately, I had a mishap in the last Intel event where my game kept crashing.
Yes.
Like Elden Ring, yes.
And that's why you're here today.
That's why I'm here today.
So you should share that story because some people don't know, but you were part of the Intel Creator Challenge.
Yes, which was a team challenge.
Yes.
So I had two teammates, and there was a bingo card with some incredibly difficult challenges that we had to complete in Elden Ring. I believe it ended up being about 2.5 to 3 hours.
Okay.
And I got about an hour in, things were going well, and then my game just crashed.
Right.
And then I tried to get back in, and it crashed again. And it crashed about 3 to 4 times. Couldn't load in at all. And then I had to verify files on Steam and reinstall. So I lost about 25 minutes.
And when you're playing teams,
but
like that's like a no bueno right there.
Yeah.
You're like, no, we don't want to have stuff like that happen, right?
No, especially not like during an event when that there's a time limit. You have teammates. You're trying to do your best and have fun, and you don't want to deal with tech issues.
So did they shun you, your teammates?
They were so kind about it.
Oh.
They were absolutely lovely.
That's why they didn't put me on your team. I'd be like, we're never talking again. How dare you have tech issues? Nobody has tech issues. Yeah. No, that's awesome that you. That's the best. Like when you're like, hey, look, obviously you weren't trying. You know what I mean? So like to sit there and you're like, I wasn't trying to not have this work. Like, I wanted to win too, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Because, I mean, I think for those people who don't know, the winner of those actually gets to be on an Intel Creator Challenge, which is something that's happening in October, I believe.
Oh.
And those individuals win custom PCs built by modders.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and so I actually will be hosting that show. So if you want to tune into that, that's going to be really, really cool. Those are really, really fun shows. And, you know, it ends up looking, they end up with some pretty incredible looking builds. But you don't have anything to worry about because your build's going to look awesome and you don't have to be on Creator Challenge. You get it right now.
Perfect.
So, and hopefully we won't have any corruption issues. Sometimes it's just Elden Ring. So what have you seen, do you have other games that are coming out that you're getting excited about, or?
Silk Song, the new Hollow Knight.
Oh, yes.
Very excited for when that comes out.
So what made, like, that's a particularly challenging genre of games that you chose. What made you get into playing harder games versus like stuff like, you know, like easy games like Fortnite?
I have never played Fortnite. It's kind of interesting because I didn't start there. So when I first started streaming, I've been gaming my whole life, like since I was a kid, and I was always the type of person, like, I would play games on normal, you know, like I would just enjoy the experience. I wasn't looking to overly challenge myself and make things more difficult. And then I started streaming, and
so it's your community's fault.
It's my community's fault. I got convinced eventually to play DS3.
Okay.
And that took a long time. Like, I think it was like months and months of people saying, hey, you should play DS3, you should play Souls, you'd really like it. And I was like, no, I don't think I would. And then I finally gave in. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And I absolutely fell in love with the game.
Okay.
The way that the game difficulty is scaled is just, it's very satisfying.
Okay.
So I always say my #1 Dark Souls skill is that I'm incredibly stubborn.
Okay.
So it's like I can fight the same boss for like a couple of hours
and be okay with it.
And be okay with it. And I found that because the controls were so responsive, it's like you die a lot, but usually when you die, you can tell what you did.
Right.
Like you're not fighting against game mechanics.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And so when you play your first Souls game and you beat a boss that you've been fighting against for hours, like the satisfaction you get from that is unlike anything I've experienced in a single player game.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
So I started with that one, and then I went through the others. I think I played like Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 1, and then Sekiro came out and I played that. And then I bought a PS4 so I could play Bloodborne. And then I played Dark Souls 2, and I finished them all, and I was like, okay, well, I don't want to stop playing them.
Right.
Like, I want to keep playing. So at that point, I had met a couple people like within the Souls community and kind of talked to them about maybe what I should do, like moving forward, like for an intro challenge run.
Right.
And so then I started doing challenge runs. And same thing, I swore that I would never do no-hit. I was like, no, I don't have any interest. I'm like, it's too difficult. And then I did my Deathless, and I did Deathless all content. And I was like, okay, now I'm doing no hit.
Wow. I mean, that's like, that's crazy next level. I mean, like, and so now it's like, and now that you've kind of done that, like, are we looking for like, what's the next challenge, you think?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not sure. Like, I still have an unfinished no-hit run in Dark Souls 1. I got stuck at a personal best of a single hit.
Okay.
And then I was kind of doing that, and then Elden Ring came out. And I was like, okay, well, I'm putting this on hold while I play Elden Ring, and I've done a couple challenge runs in Elden Ring. I have not done no hit. They've been more like meme runs a little bit.
Okay, what's a meme run? Like using the pokey finger?
No, I did one that I called the management run.
Okay. Which
was summons only, but then there's a skill called Beast Roar.
Okay.
Where you can yell at enemies and it does damage. So we just joked that I was only allowed to either delegate or give orders. So I beat the game basically without attacking. It was like a passive playthrough.
Wow. Okay.
But
That's crazy.
It was pretty fun. And then I was working on like a sorcery only as well. And then I got my PS5. So now I've switched to Demon Souls. to play that.
So, are you like when you look at other games? Like, have you tried? Like, there are other games that may not be as hard, but kind of in the same genre, like doing like Dead Space no hits, like that are a mix of horror plus. You know what I mean? Like, that could be.
I've considered doing a challenge run in like the Resident Evil games.
Okay.
Like Resident Evil 2, I really enjoyed.
Okay.
But I haven't fully committed to anything yet. I really like the challenge runs. Like
they're really fun, and it's
like to stream.
It is a notch in your belt, right? Like those are like legit gamer cred.
Yeah, and there's a community aspect to it as well. Like people really enjoy watching like the journey, right? Like the start to finish when you eventually get it. So it makes people get really excited. It's just
which is fun, right? Like, because you said one of the key things for you is your community, right? So like doing stuff that they can watch the journey on.
Yeah.
My community just wants me to like play a game. They're like can you just play any game well, Robey? Like that would be like they're just like my challenge is, hey, you beat a game on stream.
Yes.
Congratulations, So it's been interesting. So what other games? What other games like? So you've talked about Resident Evil.
Yes.
Have you talked about horror though? You said you like some of the scary ones. Like, is Resident Evil like kind of what you consider that? Or
it's kind of a joke in my stream that I'm not a horror streamer.
Okay, because you scare easily.
I deny it. I will 100%. I'm coming around. I'm starting to accept it, that is the truth. But I always say that I don't play horror games. I stream them.
Okay.
So it's like I would never play them on my own. I'd be way too scared.
Okay.
But I have streamed probably about 15 to 20, like
Whoa,
start to finish now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what has been your favorite horror game?
Oh. My favorite or the one that scared me the most?
Well, I'd say probably both. Because I mean, we got time. This is interview style. Let's just get it all out there. Eat your heart out, Larry King.
I played a newer one called The Mortuary Assistant.
Okay.
Which was just really, really well done. The pacing of it was really good, and it's very scary. But there's also like a puzzle aspect to it where you have to solve. So it's very engaging.
And your community got to help with that?
Yeah. And the one that scared me the most was probably Visage.
Okay.
Which I think is like
I've heard about that one.
Yeah, it is terrifying.
Wow.
Absolutely terrifying.
Have you played any of the sci-fi horror games like Dead Space?
So Dead Space, I completed about half of Dead Space.
Okay.
And then I was getting frustrated with the controls because it's an older game. So I'm actually really excited that they're remaking it.
Yeah, what is it? Project? Oh man, I forgot the name of it. It's Dead Space, but not Dead Space, but is Dead Space. Mm-hmm. Project Callisto. I can always say the stupid wrong name. Callisto. Project Callisto. Yeah. So you're getting excited about that one?
I'm getting excited about that one. Yes. So I will. I'll be playing that for sure when it comes out. And other than like the difficult games and like the FromSoft games, I'm also like a huge Zelda fan.
Okay.
So when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, I'm going to be very excited about that.
Have you ever tried thinking about doing some of the retro like original Zelda, like the Zelda Link to the Past, or?
Yes. Yeah. So I haven't played a lot of like the 2D Zelda games, but Ocarina of Time is my favorite game.
Oh, okay.
So I've played like the N64 Zeldas a lot.
Right.
And but Breath of the Wild, when that game came out, I was obsessed. Like there's like 900 Korok seeds you have to find, and like I found them all.
Oh wow! Okay.
Like
That's obsessed.
I didn't stream it because I actually wasn't streaming at the time. I think this was before I was streaming. So I put a lot of time into it. I'd basically go to work and then come home and just
play.
Just play, yeah.
So what is it about video? Like you told me a little bit. Like you used to be into accounting, right? Like, well,
yes.
I don't know if you were into accounting, but like that,
I was an accountant.
That
yes.
you were an accountant,
yeah.
right? Which is, that's a legit role. It's a legit job.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it like that got you to start? You said you've been gaming your whole life.
Yes.
What was it? What is it about gaming that relaxes you so much? Can you put a finger on it, or?
I think it's the immersion and like being distracted, like taken away to like a different world for a couple hours and just exploring, because I only play single player games. Like I'm not a competitive person.
Right.
But I do, like, what I mean by that is, like, I'll play, like, action-adventure, RPG, strategy, simulation, like, basically anything that isn't online.
Okay.
And Ocarina of Time actually is what got me into gaming, because I have an older brother.
Okay.
And he got an N64.
Okay.
When I was probably about, like, 10 or 11.
Okay.
And then we rented Ocarina of Time from Blockbuster.
Back when those existed.
Back when those
Rip.
existed. And I basically just, we spent like I don't know, it was like the 2 or 3 day rental
2 or
time
3,
period
yeah.
finding like the 3 stones that you get to find as a kid.
Right.
And we thought we beat the game, you know, and then you go to the Temple of Time and it's like, oh wait, that's only like the first 25%. And I was like, well, now I have to finish this. I was like, now I have to, and so then I think my parents bought me a copy for my birthday. And
You played it a lot.
I played it a lot, yeah. And still my favorite game.
It's a great. I mean,
Still my
it is. It's such a
favorite game.
classic, great game. Anyway,
Yes.
right? Like I can't fault you for saying that that's your favorite game, right? Like.
And I think that, like, I've talked to my chat about this too. I think that there will likely be games that come out that arguably could be called a better game, but Ocarina of Time will always be my favorite.
Well, I mean, like and the other thing too is it's like sure there might be a better game, but in terms of what it means to you and your history,
and like the nostalgia and
Yeah.
like all of that is it's too strong.
and that's got to count for something for
Yeah.
sure, right? Like, and you know, it's so funny when people like say something it's like, "What's your favorite movie?" and then they'll name it, and people are like, "Why is that your favorite movie?" And you're like, "Dude, it's their favorite, not
Exactly.
your favorite." People are getting like all offended. Yeah, it's like, whoa, calm down.
Yeah.
You know, it might have been like the last movie they saw with their grandmother or whatever. You know what I mean? Like there can be such an emotional
100%.
connection to something. So it's like, calm down there, you know, Steely Dan. You know, it's like let them like what they like. It's like so some people just get so like wound up. It's like, okay, calm down.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I mean, those are great games. I mean, it's funny because like some of the OG, like pre like NES, the
Yes.
original NES second Zelda is actually like a very difficult game and a huge departure from what you saw in the original Zelda game. I mean, like in what you play in modern day Zelda and even the first Zelda. So it'd be kind of interesting if you like Zelda to go back and play some of those classics. The good thing is it's only 2 buttons.
Yep, that is true. I haven't played many of the 2D. Link's Awakening, they did a remake
Yep.
on the Switch, so I played the remake, but I never actually played the original.
The OG one? I wonder if they made it easier. It's so funny because like ever since like they did Final Fantasy VII, the remake, that now I don't trust the remakes because it's like, hey, it's Final Fantasy VII, but not Final Fantasy VII anymore. You're like, okay, what? So it's like, hey, I really kind of wanted to play Final Fantasy VII just like with the modern twist, and then you guys just went and changed everything.
Yes.
You
So
play with our emotions.
I've only played the remake.
Oh, you haven't played the OG?
No.
Yeah. So
No.
it doesn't end the way that you're just like, oh, just as an FYI, that's not how it actually ends. So, I mean, I think there's something where it's like when people like, because after where the Final Fantasy VII remake kind of ends is when the game opens up in the OG version. But the OG, I was like, oh, I wonder how they're going to do that. Well, now I know that they're not. That's really how they're going to handle it. They're just going to do it their
They're just
own
gonna
way.
change it,
They're just
yeah.
going to change it. That's how they fixed it. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's not. I guess I don't know where people sit, but so if you see, so you said you followed up a little bit with the stuff that happened in Gamescom. Was anything else that intrigued you? I know we talked a little bit about Project P. Anything else that you're looking forward to on the horizon?
Callisto was one.
Okay.
Silk Song, Breath of the Wild. I'm trying to think if there's any others. I feel like there probably were.
But you're like, I'm going to go with that number for now.
Yeah.
Those are good. I mean, like, those are good, definitely good. I mean, like everything you've kind of mentioned is a solid. Those are all solid games. So I'm not going to fault you for your current list, to be honest. And then, so how is the like getting into a community for the first time? Like you weren't like when you said you kind of talked about it and this wasn't going to be your thing.
No.
And now it is your thing. So how has been like getting a part in integrating into this new community?
It's been wonderful. It's been a dream, honestly. Like when I started, I was a lurker on Twitch.
Okay.
So it's like I watched Twitch, but I didn't participate in any communities. Like I didn't know anybody. So when I started streaming, I was basically starting from scratch completely. And my first stream was a test stream, and I think I said one word for about 2 hours.
Did anybody? Was anybody there?
No, I didn't tell anybody I was streaming. I basically just went live, and I was so nervous. My chat doesn't believe me because they're like, now when you stream, like, you just don't stop talking.
We mean that in a good way. I just want you to know.
But yeah, on my my very first stream, I said one word.
And then they're like, I don't believe it.
And then they always ask for the VOD, and I'm like, oh, it is long gone. It does not exist anymore.
That's funny. I will say, like, I know a lot of streamers say they like to go back and watch their first, like, they'll save it, just the VOD, so they can go back and see how far they've come.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of interesting. You'd be like, well, I know I've come really far because now I say one more than one word.
I've increased my words per stream, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It was funny. I see that some people on some people on chat here are like, it's it's good that she I noticed that she hasn't called they said some profane words. They're like, understand we are on a Intel stream, guys,
yes.
and so it's family friendly. Family friendly here today. So she is being very well behaved.
I'm pretending that my niece is here.
Yeah, there you go. But don't worry, she'll be back to that come the next stream. If you're looking for that flavor, it's coming. So, what do you guys think of the upgrade, though? I'm curious. What do you guys think of the upgrade of what's happening? Yeah, nice. I like TP Man. Like nailed it. What do you guys think of the build that she's getting? I know there's been some humor about her previous machine. We've seen some consequences of said machine on a couple partners and stuff like that. But what do you guys think of the build that she's getting today? Oh, people are excited. Good. I know she is excited as well.
I am very excited. Yes.
We're just finishing up your cable management, and then I'm going to put in your PSU here in just a second. And your cable. Add some color to this. Will you overclock it? No, we will not overclock it. We have a tendency not to do that for builds like this, just because there's maintenance involved. There can where it could be stable for a while and then it goes unstable, and then if you don't have a lot of experience with overclocking and knowing what the symptoms are and how to change that stuff, it's not something that we want to just have somebody who doesn't necessarily want to deal with that maintenance. I think she just wants it to work.
Yes.
That was like the key part.
She's like,
please just make sure it works.
Oh, I'm going to die here.
Okay, so we got top. So there's that. We got all of the cable managed now. We're just going to seal that up. So it looks nice and clean. Good thing about air cable airflow is just how easy it is to cable manage too. Okay, so there's that. Looks nice and clean. Cables look good. Let me just check the front. Make sure I haven't pulled anything too tight. Okay, so now it's time for PSU and cable extensions. We're going to do some purple and white, which we got lucky. Purple ends up being her favorite color.
It is. I can't believe you nailed it.
Bonus.
It's perfect.
So I like that. I like bonus when we get something right like that. A lot of zip ties die in the making. You may be really good at killing. Oh yeah, forgot about that. You have a hard drive I got to put in too.
That would be
the big hard drive. Pop that in real quick. You may be really good at killing in Elden Ring. I'm really good at killing zip ties.
I just died.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, from the dogs.
What was the challenge? Like, what did people decide?
Well, chat, I'm still open to suggestions.
She's like, I just started playing.
I just started playing, yeah. I'm just getting upgrades right now for my sword.
How many times have you played through the game?
Elden Ring, I think 4 or 5 now.
Okay, so
I have a couple hundred hours. I went the wrong way. But it's a long game. Like it's much longer than the other Souls games.
Do you enjoy it too?
I do, yes. Yeah, DS3, I think I had about 1,700 hours in.
Wow, that is not a lot. I mean, that is a lot.
I know, right? I could use some more.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get more in there.
More hours, please.
Please. You're like, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
I'm totally down.
Yeah? It's, it's just really fun to stream.
So what? I mean, so now you're just kind of working on upgrades for your sword, and I notice a lot of people like the samurai. Is that just because of the bleed?
Yes. Yeah. It starts with a pretty strong weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the bleed is really strong.
How many times have you killed like that the guy at the very beginning?
Oh, once actually, and I didn't do it right at the. Or do you mean the soldier Godric?
The guy who the person who is the person who you're supposed to die to, but then you don't always die.
Yeah. Just once, so I did like an all bosses run.
And that's when you took him.
Which there were 165, but I didn't kill him at the start. Like you can go back there.
Right.
Later in the game, so I went back later once I had been once I was a little bit stronger.
He's got that like cool sword or whatever, something that you start with, right? That's like really good if you get it at the very beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, the spider guy, Robeytech. We watched Distortion. We've had Distortion and Larks on here quite a bit.
Oh,
and so,
nice.
Like we've had a couple of Elden speedrunners, which has been pretty cool. And they've been showing. They did a couple where they showed doing that at the very beginning, right off the bat. And they're like, yeah, the weapon's okay. We're not going to use it. I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, I will likely never be a speedrunner.
That's not something you're into?
I tend to talk too much.
Oh.
Like, I would be a very bad speedrunner. Like, I spend a lot of time just, like, standing around talking to chat. And I also don't like being timed. Like, it stresses me out.
Right.
And it makes me choke. So I have a lot of respect for speedrunners because it's something that I could not do. But I also say that technically every run is a speedrun. It's just not a very good one.
The speed run to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they just need to invent a new category, speed run, but you have to say 2 million words. It's like a new version of speed running. Okay, there we go. Drives in. Didn't want to forget that this time. Let's grab your cable here. Cool. Get this plugged in. So who are you fighting right now?
I am fighting a troll, actually. I came into a mine. Like I'm fighting a boss.
That happens a lot in this game. You're like, I came into this mine and there's a boss here.
Yep.
And that you're like, and then I went into this mine and there's a boss here.
And he's kind of, he's not really meant for a melee build.
Oh, okay. He's like more of a sorcery.
Yeah. So it can be a bit painful, but it's going all right.
You're like, I'm gonna nail it. It's fine. You know, I'm not gonna brag, but this is pretty straightforward. Just gonna do this little thingy here, and it's all gonna be fine.
I just died.
Oh. And by that I mean I'm gonna die. Look, I was like trying to talk you up here, but you're gonna have to work with me here. I'm gonna be able to do this. So, what are some of your most proud stream moments? Like some things that have really kind of stuck with you in terms of as a streamer that you're like, yeah, that was epic. Like that was awesome.
Like top of my mind right now is when I got my first no-hit run.
Oh, okay.
Because I had been working on it for a really long time, and I knew I could do it, but I got stuck at a low hit count for I think it was like 2 months. I was at like the same. I was at like a 3-hit PB, and I kept missing it, and I kept getting hit, and I kept having to reset. And so there's a huge like mental aspect to the challenge runs, where it's like part of the challenge you have to overcome is to just like have the confidence in yourself and to be able to perform.
Actually do it, yeah.
Yes, and to believe that you're capable of doing it and to be determined. So when I finally got that, it was
huge.
It was huge.
Did your community do anything like special for you, or did they just pretty much be like, do it again?
Chat went crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, chat went nuts. Which is really cool because like you see that in like the community, the no-hit community is a pretty tight-knit community.
Right.
So it's like we all know each other, and so if you know somebody's on like a good run, word gets around.
Okay. So you had a lot of people
so
kind
it's
of
like
start showing up.
people start showing up. Like I think I had a couple friends that were streaming at the time that were like checking it out like as they were live as well. So it's like people kind of know.
Right.
And because everybody wants to be there for the moment, especially for
Your first.
Your first.
Yeah.
Right, like your first time when you get it. So that was pretty memorable for sure. Other than that, I did a charity stream once, which was just a completely different experience that I still think about fairly often.
What about that? What was so unique about that one?
Just seeing the support and the generosity in chat for a good cause.
Right.
And everybody was just so engaged and excited and positive, and it was just basically an entire stream full of like good vibes.
Yeah, I mean,
Just,
you
like,
can't go wrong
no.
with stuff like that. Yeah, I agree. Those are some of those can be some of my favorite streams. Is just when you're just trying to raise money.
Yeah.
And you know that like it's just about something that's bigger than you.
Yes.
And that's always super cool. Yeah, I agree. Okay, we're adding some color to your build now.
Oh, I died again.
It's okay.
What are you adding?
I'm adding your custom sleeved extensions, which is just we're giving your purple and white color scheme in here. Ooh. Should look really nice when we're done. That's what we're working on right here. Getting that like nice and clean there. Ooh. White all the way flush. That'd be good. What is it pinched on there? Got a little bit of a, oh, that's what's pinched on. Your cooler wasn't quite flush here, so we want to make sure that's definitely not an issue. There we go. Okay, that's good. Now let's get your color in. Okay, now we're gonna add these, and then all I got to do is add your GPU and your PSU, and we're done.
Oh, nice.
So actually doing pretty good. How's the run? Oh, you're back at the troll.
I'm back at the troll.
He's trolling you. He's giving you a little bit of a challenge. He's like, hey, gonna put you in front of the Intel crowd.
Very distracted.
So you said you've done some other events where you've like played and streamed. Like, have you felt like, what do you consider like your highest pressure? I mean, I know you talked about like your no hit, but have you had any like really public, like big pressure moments or?
Probably just like the latest event that I did, and I feel like that I only felt pressure because it was a team event.
Right.
Which just adds like another aspect to it, right? Where it's like when you have a team, you don't want to let them down.
Yeah. And did you get to meet your team beforehand? And
no, but I do like they're oh, I'm gonna die again.
You'll be fine. Shake it off.
No, I had
poutine
never
on it.
met one of them before. But one of my teammates, K-Dub, I've known for a number of years. Like he's one of my close friends on Twitch, so it was cool that we got to be on the same team.
And then did you guys because of that? Did you guys end up like getting it like last place or like I don't know how did actually the whole thing work?
I think yeah. So it was like a point system. I think we were last, but it was like 5-4-3.
Okay.
So it was like each team was just apart by a point.
So it was actually still pretty close regardless.
Yeah, and so like the way that they did it was a bingo board, but once one team unlocked something, nobody else could unlock that.
Oh.
So it got like more difficult as you went on, right? So like as the teams got some like the easier ones.
Then you could still get bingo with other people's accomplishments.
No.
Oh.
No. So it was like if nobody got an actual bingo, then it was just based on the number of squares that people unlocked. Yeah.
So it was like more like blackout bingo in terms of because nobody was like trying to get a bingo or like it could have been like oh well you got more than anybody else so therefore you guys won so to speak.
But it was really cool because every square that got unlocked started a giveaway like for that team.
Oh nice.
So then like within like the three, so each team had 3 members. So then like in each chat there was like a hashtag gamer days to enter the giveaway.
Oh, so like everybody, so there was a lot of really cool, like there was a lot of like,
there was a lot.
People were like stoked when you guys,
yes.
because then there was like giveaways that were going with it too.
Yes.
That's actually pretty cool. Sounds like a pretty neat event.
It was really fun. I had a really, really good time with it.
Do you have any other stuff like that coming up, or?
Not currently, no.
But you're open.
I'm open.
Head on over. Use
And
code Lily Charles to check out.
Never know. I found out about this opportunity like the day before, so who knows? Who knows what's in the future?
Yeah. Use code Lily Charles to check out for 15% off. No, that's pretty awesome. No, it's always cool to, like, as you start getting to do more and more activations and stuff like that. And it sounds like you've got some good ones you've got to be a part of, and hopefully much more to come.
I hope so. Yeah, these are fun.
Cool. And your community is like, yes, more giveaways, more stuff to win. Come on. So, have you had any opportunity to meet some of your community in the out in the real world?
Not very many, no. And again, I think that's because as I transitioned into a full-time streamer, I did that during the pandemic.
Right.
So it made it that much more difficult.
Right.
Right. But I'm hoping to get to a convention at some point to do some meetups.
Do you have one that you'd love to go to in particular? Like, of all the ones that you kind of know about, like one that you're like is on the bucket list?
Probably TwitchCon.
Okay.
But I'm always torn between whether I want to go to TwitchCon North America or TwitchCon Europe.
Oh yeah, because they're both pretty cool.
Died again. Because I'm in Canada, like the travel would be about the same.
Okay.
Like where I am in Canada to go to California to go to Europe. So I'm always torn about which one I want to go to.
Which one, are you leaning towards any particular one right now, or?
I
mean, Europe's pretty rad.
The next one is in Paris. Like that would be.
That's pretty good.
That would be pretty fun.
Yeah.
And I think because I've never been to a convention before, like the one in North America it's big. Like
right.
it's the bigger of the two events, which is a little intimidating to me.
So maybe get your feet wet.
Yeah. And I mean, like the one in Europe is usually in the spring, and then the one in California is usually in the fall. So it's like I could maybe do both.
Just do both of them.
Just do both. Yeah.
Let's just commit. There it is. She's committed. Going to Paris, and then you can join her.
Paris.
Then it probably is it
I'm
always
pretty sure
in
it's
San
in
Diego?
Paris.
I don't know if San Diego every time or.
I think it typically is.
Yeah, this will be my first time. I'm getting to attend TwitchCon for the first time this time, and I've never actually been able to go. So.
Are you excited?
I've done like 70 conventions.
Ooh.
So for me, it's like, I mean, it'll be nice to do something new.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited in that regards, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like one of those things that's just like, I'm not used to not knowing what's going on, so it's a little bit like I have like that, like, oh, well, what's this going to be like? And
yeah.
Are they going to be nice to me? Am I going to get beat up? Or, these are the things that go through my head. But then I remember that we're all nerds, and so it's going to be fun.
It's true. Yep.
So nobody does that stuff anymore, not at TwitchCon.
Yeah, I'm always afraid that, like, and I joke about this with my chat too. I was like, if you guys meet me like at a convention, I'm probably going to be very different from what you see on stream.
Well, it's just, how so, you think?
I would be a lot quieter, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just taking it
like
in.
more shy. Like I have a tendency when there's like large groups of people, it's like I'm usually the one that kind of like steps back, and it's like I'll still communicate and participate and like have fun, but I'm more of a listener.
Kind of taking it in.
Yeah, kind of taking it in, exactly.
And I've actually, it's funny because like I've got like back when I've got to know other streamers. I worked at Xbox for 20 years before I got into full-time content creation, and so we worked a lot with other influencers, and then we'd meet them. We'd see them, we're like, man, they're so outgoing, and then we'd meet them in person, and we were like, that was not what I was expecting at all. Like,
Yep.
And it's, not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just like one of those things.
It's
you're like,
very
okay.
different, yeah.
Because it's like, there's some level of detachment still when you're streaming versus like, when you're, in person, right? Like
exactly.
It's like there it is. I don't know, it's almost like there's a term they used to call, it's called reciprocity. And reciprocity is just that term meaning that there's direct consequences for your action when you're in person versus like there's some level of detachment and anonymous. Like even though you're streaming to a ton of people, you don't necessarily see their faces or their reactions. And so you feel there's a little bit of more liberty involved in that regard.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, it'll be good though for you to get some of those under your belt and start getting that done. Yeah, the pandemic kind of slowed a lot of that stuff down.
It did for sure.
So what about some collaborations in your future though? Like, you know, you've talked about some of these people that you've been friends with now that you've done some stuff with, like, the thing, like you got some collabs coming up, some things like that people can look forward to seeing?
If anybody wants to, you can message me.
You're like, just use code Lily Charles at checkout.
It's difficult again because like I typically play single player games.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right? So
yeah.
For a while I did have a group of streamers that we all played Among Us.
Oh, okay.
On like when that was big for a while, for quite a while actually. We played like every Sunday morning. But yeah, it's funny because I think that I'm very shy.
Okay.
And I have a hard time like reaching out to people to like initiate that.
Right.
Which is probably something I should work on.
Who do you like? Do you have individuals you like that are top of your list? You're like, I'd love to work with this person or this person that you'd be down to check out or collaborate with? I mean, besides me. Luckily,
besides you, yeah.
Luckily you called me. We got that all squared away.
Oh, put me on the spot.
That's what I do. I'm like Barbara Walters, but Robeytech.
I'm trying to decide because like I know there's like a lot of my close friends like I have done collabs with before. Okay. So like people that I played Among Us with. I'm trying to think if there's anybody that comes to mind that I haven't
done stuff with.
But honestly, like
Well, what about other streamers you watch? Do you have other streamers that you've watched and you look up to and have learned from, or?
Hold on, let me kill this boss.
She's like, I need this to die.
He does have to die. I've gotten really close with Squilla.
Okay.
Squilla. He's known in the Souls community.
Plus, great name.
K-Witty23 as well. But these people, like I've known them for a while. It's funny because I'm even now, like I'm still a lurker on Twitch.
Okay.
So it's like if I am watching Twitch and like it's a friend of mine, I usually go in and like say hi, and then I just like watch for like 3 hours.
You're like, I'm here.
And they probably just
don't know
assume
that you just popped in and said hi and left.
And it's like, no, I'm still watching. But I'm usually like playing a game myself or doing other things.
Oh, so are you one of those like who, like you watch TV, but you also play Wordament, but you also read a book, but you also like are cooking and
100%. Yes.
You know, if you're not doing 30 things, you're not active enough.
Exactly.
I can understand that.
Which I think is why like streaming kind of works, because you are usually doing like 20 things at once.
Right. And I think that's something in a lot of ways it really kind of appeals to personalities like that, because then you can do a good job of keeping chat entertained at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And chat, you're entertained right now. Like you're having a lot of fun and enjoying watching her. Yes, there we go. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna die.
She's like, I need to kill this boss.
He's giving me a hard time.
This would not be a no-hit run.
No, this would be a reset.
So when you do the low counts, like what determines whether you're going to keep going forward or if you're gonna do a reset?
So typically, like when you start doing like no-hit runs, you set a baseline.
Okay.
So you eventually get to the point where you're comfortable like running through the whole game and counting how many hits you take. And then it depends on the runner, but like most people, it's like if they're on pace to get a new personal best, like a new PB, then they continue the run. Right.
So if you could have done it with 2, then you would have kept going, even though your 3 was like your lowest.
Yeah. But I had a bad habit of I was treating my 3 more like a 1, in that every time I got hit, I would just reset, because I found that it broke my momentum.
Right.
So I would just be like, oh no, it's not the run. I need to start over. But when I had like a higher PB, like I think I started around like 27 or something. So it's like if when I had 27, I get like halfway through with like 10 hits, be like, no, like this could be
a new PB.
This could be a new PB, exactly. And then you slowly work your way down until you can get the run. But those single-digit PBs is when it starts to get intense.
Do you like, have you had to like just take a moment like when you were like super close and be like, okay, I just need to like release, so like you go and scream or like?
No, I've never raged playing a game. Like my people don't understand it. They're like, how do you play these games and like not get angry? I was like, I don't know, because it's fun. Like even when I'm not doing well, I'm still having a good time, and I know myself well enough that I'm like, if I'm not having fun, then I'll just switch to something else.
Right.
If I'm in like the wrong mindset for it, be like, I'm doing this to relax, to have a good time.
Right.
And if it's making me angry, then it's having like
it's having the opposite
effect of what I want. Yeah.
Right. That's kind of interesting. So, but you've never had like a rage moment. Have you had one where, have you been pretty close one time? Like where you're like, I'm gonna rage, and then you save yourself from she-hulking or?
No, not rage. I think I get more like disappointed.
Okay.
And it's usually so like with the challenge runs in particular, I would usually get upset not for myself, because I would feel bad that like for chat.
Okay.
Right, where it's like I would feel like I let them down, even though they'll tell me 1,000 times that that's not the case. But it's like when you're trying to accomplish something and everybody's there and they're cheering you on, and you mess it up, it feels kind of bad, but it never makes me angry. More
so
just.
We don't know what the trick is to get Lily to She-Hulk.
No.
Like we need that moment. Like
I also I don't know that I've ever really been that person. When I get angry, I get quiet, which for a lot of people is scarier. Yeah. Yeah,
that is true. That's true. Those are the ones yeah. That when they snap, you're like, okay, well, that's the one to be afraid of.
Yeah.
What is some of the like most like I know we talked about like when you did it, but have you had any like just really like just breakdown emotional, like good emotion,
Ooh.
Bad emotion moments on stream, like where you've cried or you've seen something that just really just touched you?
I think there was one year on my birthday that chat put together like a kudo board.
Okay.
Full of birthday messages, and they were all very heartfelt, and it was just people, like longtime community members, telling me how much the stream meant to them, and how much joy it brings them, and how much fun they have, and that was a little overwhelming emotionally.
That's awesome.
And I
good job, chat.
Yeah, good. I think that was also the year that they gave me the basket full of potatoes.
Oh, well then that probably you were like,
which kind of took the tears away, and I started laughing. So
what's up with the potatoes? Like, is it just like, do you want to get sponsored by Yukon Gold? Like, what is like? Is this like your family's from Idaho?
It just goes back to my first PC being called the Potato. And how I needed more potato power to be able to stream, and it just kind of went from there.
I mean, you could potentially be the first streamer, basically sponsored by a potato.
That would be amazing.
I mean, like, just use code, buy 3 pounds of, russet or Yukon Gold. Use code
Yukon
Lily
Gold.
Charles at checkout for 10% off. Just saying, it feels like there's a big marketing opportunity here.
If you have any contacts, hook me up.
At the local, like they're trying to get in with those potato. Fortunately, we don't have any potato like stickers or anything to put on your build today. But
damn.
I know, I'm sorry. But I only knew you were coming 20 minutes ago.
Right? It's true.
Yeah,
you got my favorite color, so that's good.
Yeah, that was like, which nailed it, but like didn't know. But I was like, I like purple. Hopefully she likes purple. It's just such a great color.
It is.
Yeah, it's not quite blue, but it's still purple. It's close. Blue is actually my favorite color. So like but nobody makes blue like really nice, like quality blue cable extensions. So it's like purple's like the closest. So I have a tendency to use purple a lot because I just really like purple. I mean, I like blue. Oh, did you die again?
I died again.
I feel like we're messing with your
My vibe is off.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. You got
That's okay.
this dad joke telling PC builder chatting in your ear the whole time. This guy, I thought I chatted a lot. This guy won't shut up.
I mean, it's a big game. I could just go somewhere else.
But now you won't.
I know. This is I'm stubborn.
Because now it's like
now
you're
personal.
like I'm stubborn. You're like this troll's gonna die, and this troll's like laughing. He's like, I buffed. I've got Deathless on. Okay, well, we're getting really close. I just finished I'm finishing your little bit of cable. All I gotta do is put your GPU in, and then you're done. But I've got I think your cable management. I'm actually really fond of how well.
Does it look good?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I think the back actually looks really clean. I'll show chat here in a minute and see what they think. Once I get this over. Okay, perfect. So we'll show this. Here you go, chat. This is where it looks now. We've only got 2 cables left. There it is. Look at that. It's pretty clean. We only got the 2 GPU cables left at this point in time. I think we're showing the wrong camera. We'll go to the other camera. There it is. So there's the cables. It looks really good. All we have left, if you just imagine this, but even like the down low area actually looks really clean. So nice and clean build there right now. And then now what we're going to do is put the GPU in. And then that's kind of it. It's going to kind of shove these in here just temporarily until I do that. So yeah, and the purple, just a nice little pop. We're all said and done, so I like pops of color. It just accentuates it a little bit better. Okay, let's get your GPU in, which is the most RGB item in your build.
Perfect.
Which is all. So you still have RGB, so we still make the RGB kiddies happy, which is including me. I like RGB, and you still have to add those extra frames because RGB makes games run faster.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's a no-brainer. Okay. 2 parts of this. Go. That in there, okay. And then let's take the GPU out. Got a great hole for it. Perfect. 3080 Ti. Nobody's going to complain about that.
No.
She says emphatically, no.
Of course not.
Such a great GPU. And gonna look very nice inside of this build. Very nice. What's your speaking of that? What's your favorite kind of food?
My favorite kind of food?
Yeah, like what are you like? Are you like a Mexican person? Tacos? Cereal?
Tacos and pizza.
Okay.
But my chat knows I tend to pick foods that I want based on condiments.
Oh, really?
So it's like I'll order pizza because I want garlic sauce, like garlic dipping sauce.
Okay.
So I have a tendency to choose my dinner based on what I want to dip it in.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
But pizza's a big favorite of yours?
Pizza's a big one, and tacos. Tacos for sure. Tacos are like the only thing that it's like I always seem to have room for.
There's always
it's like
room for tacos.
There's always room for tacos, yeah. It's like I could have just eaten and people are like, do you want tacos? Like, yes, I do, please.
Are you like a soft taco, hard taco, all taco? All taco?
Yes,
like
all.
Not picky?
Preference to the soft shell, but it doesn't matter.
Okay, you're like, but if somebody offers hard shell, I'm okay with it.
I will eat it, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
100%.
Have you had a chance? I mean, SoCal, very well known for their...
I've heard. I'm hoping to get some tonight for dinner.
So, Chronic Taco.
Okay.
Very famous. Have you ever heard of the show Jackass?
Yes.
Okay, so the guy Steve-O, he's the one who followed that, and that was his name. It was not a curse word. That's the dude's name, or sorry, the show's name.
The show's name. Yeah.
I just want to be super careful here. I know we're family friendly, but I can't call it something else because it's like that's what it is. But yeah, no, we have a tendency to eat there quite a bit, and so they make really good Baja style.
Okay.
And then there was a new meat that I learned about from Paul. Paul, what is the name of this meat?
A new meat?
Yeah, it's like meat. It's like starts with a B. He's gonna put it in chat.
Okay.
This is like special, like it's a kind of meat, and it's a type, and it's like something that everybody says is really, really good.
What kind of meat is it?
birria. Birria is the kind of taco, and like these are like I was told from Knight, who was here. Yeah, it's made of goat, and it's like stewed goat.
Interesting.
And it's apparently very, very good. It's called birria. Yeah, so like again, another one. Yeah, a lot of people talking about it. Barbacoa is not goat. That's pork. Also a huge fan of barbacoa, but yeah, great. There's some really, really good taco places here for sure.
Okay, I'll have to find one.
They have lots of options on DoorDashes. Are you doing it from the hotel room? Are you gonna do it?
Probably, yeah.
It's usually you're like a safe bet. You're like, I'm in another place, and sometimes you just gotta go with what you can do.
Yeah.
I hear you. Okay, let's get this. Ooh, it sounds like this little one. Just gonna get this plate. There we go. Yeah, birria is like I think it's birria, but I don't know. I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do tonight for dinner. One thing that is close to here, which is a surprise, they have and it's weird that it's in SoCal. It's a place called Portillo's.
Portillo's?
Which is like it's actually a Chicago area. They make hot dogs.
Oh.
And like beef sandwiches, and so that's what we are like. Portillo's is another like you can only get it in Chicago, and for some reason there's one in SoCal. So, but I don't know if you can do them DoorDash. I'm trying to think of what our DoorDash options are going to be today. Yesterday was not. I think yesterday was a little crazy. Oh, but I mean, the food today was like you're trying the pork buns today, right?
Yeah.
And
I'm excited for those.
I had one of those, and those were actually pretty tasty too. Oh yeah, they were very good. Yeah. I don't know. What are some of the other hobbies? You talked about horseback riding. What are some of the other things you do to relax and do you have other things? It doesn't sound like you're a foodie or condiment-y.
No. I cross stitch, if you know what that is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I actually just finished Majora's Mask.
Oh, wow.
Cross stitch recently.
So,
I tend to do that like while I'm watching something.
Okay. Did you do cross stitch based on patterns, or do you like just find? Okay.
Yeah, based on patterns. It's incredibly relaxing.
Okay.
Like it's not overly difficult. It's just
it's time consuming. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time consuming, but also very, very relaxing, I've heard.
But I got into it back when I was still working at the accounting firm, actually, when I was just like watching, like Netflix or something in the evening. I found that like I wasn't fully paying attention. I was like, I want to do something else, but also kind of binge watch at the same time. So I usually I cross stitch like as I'm watching a show.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Other than that, like spending lots of time with my horse. I also have a dog and 2 cats.
Okay.
So I have a lot of pets. Going out like with friends, family. I spend a lot of time. Like my brother lives close by, so he's got 2 kids that I'm obsessed with. That I talked about a lot on stream. They'll be 6 and 2 actually this fall.
Oh wow! Okay.
So they're just like a super fun age right now, and they're only about like 10 minutes away from my house, so I get to see them a lot, which is nice.
Do they get to ride the horse?
No, they.
You don't love them that much.
Well, my niece is actually, she has been out to see him. But again, during the pandemic, there were a lot of restrictions.
Okay.
So it was like there was actually a time period where I couldn't go out for probably about 5 or 6 months.
Wow.
That I wasn't allowed to go out and see him because they are technically a business.
Oh, okay.
Like the farm where I keep him. So unless there was like a medical reason as to why, like if something happened to him, I would have been able to go out, but otherwise I wasn't allowed to go out for a while. So there's still restrictions in place a little bit about who's like allowed on the farm.
Got it.
But when she was younger, she did go to see him. And Charlie, unfortunately, because he's such a diva, is not he's not beginner friendly.
Yeah.
He he can be a bit temperamental.
So for horsing, did you do like dressage? Like, are you?
I did hunter jumper.
Okay.
Yeah. And then like some jump, like just straight jumper later on. But I haven't competed in, probably 15 years.
Have you? Do you get to wear the cool pants though, and the the fancy hat?
Yes. Yeah. Always wear a helmet. Always.
I still think they need to like come up with some like really rad biker type helmets for you guys though, like with some like flames and stuff.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think that like just let's fast forward it a little bit, you know. Get some Nike boots, Air Force One boots. I feel like Jordan probably has a couple horses, right? Like why not some Jordan boots? Okay, so what kind of TV shows do you watch? Are you like a murder mystery, romantic comedy, trash TV? Like we had somebody who's talking to like what was it, 90 Day Fiance? We had.
Oh,
on here.
I can't handle that. No, I watch a lot of comedy.
Okay.
Comedy's probably my my most watched, but I do watch drama as well.
Okay.
So like one of my favorites is Breaking Bad, which I mean I know a lot of people love. I really liked Mad Men a lot when I watched that.
Oh, that was a great show.
Yeah.
What's your movie choices? Like, so you're talking about Mad Men. They have what is it? What, Better Off Saul? Wasn't that like an offshoot of Breaking Bad?
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good as well. It's funny. I don't typically watch a ton of movies because I tell myself I don't have time.
Oh.
But then I'll binge watch a show for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't have time to watch a movie. I'm just gonna watch one episode. I have time to watch one episode, and then suddenly it's 4 or 5 hours later.
So how long? But you have like you're flying from Canada, right?
Yes.
So you flew from Toronto, you flew to Dallas, which is
Yes.
like DFW. So not short flights. Did you watch did you catch any movies on the plane or?
I actually brought my Switch with me.
Oh.
And
okay.
I played Stardew Valley the whole time.
Oh well, that's
Yeah.
Can't really argue with that.
But on the way back, I have I think I have 2 connections, so it's a little bit longer travel time. So
you
maybe
you might get some movie watching in.
Maybe I'll download something.
Well, don't they have it on the? They have them in the back seat of the plane, like the.
I think so. So I looked at the options though, and it was either stuff that I had already seen, or died again, or something I wasn't interested in. So Netflix actually, like, you can download episodes on the Netflix app.
Yes, I did know that.
Yeah, so that's what I did the last time I flew, actually. I just downloaded a season of something that I wanted to watch, and then just watched it on my phone.
So what's on the watch list? Great British Baking Show, or?
Oh, I love that show.
Show's amazing.
It's so good. There's a Canadian one, too.
Is it the Great Canadian Baking Show?
I think they called it the Great Canadian Bake Off or something. Like, it's slightly different.
Like, where the Great used to be Britain Baking Show?
Yeah, it's so wholesome. Like, I love it. So that's the only reality TV I really watch are like the competition-based ones.
Right.
But that one in particular, I just loved because they genuinely just seem to want everybody to do well.
Yeah.
Like
they're genuinely good. They had the kids version that just showed up.
Oh, really?
And it's like the junior bake off and the kids, but honestly, the kids aren't very good. Like I get done, I'm like, is this really the best Britain has to offer from kids? Because I've met my niece, my niece, her name's Chloe.
Yeah.
And she cooks, and she's about the same age, but she makes some amazing. Now there's one, to be clear, there's one boy who's actually really, really good, but the rest of them are rubbish. And I'm like really disappointed. So I'm gonna put
like
in
what kind of stuff do they bake?
Well, they bake everything. It's like bread week, all that stuff. It's all the same competitions.
Oh, it's the same.
But they're like, oh, here's this cake, and I'm like, that doesn't even look like a cake. It looks like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'd love to see.
Do they still do like technical challenges?
Oh yeah, they do technical challenges.
Really?
They're not as many, right? Like, so it's not as many. So they're like, it is a little toned down from the original, but it's still pretty crazy. Like, these guys are definitely making stuff I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know in the UK it's called the Great British Bake Off, and that's why it's called Junior Bake Off in this case. But I just don't. I think the juniors weren't I think the juniors weren't as good as I was kind of expecting. Because I've met some you've met, there are kids who are extremely talented.
Yes.
Like, who could definitely, and I was just like, man, I feel like there could have been better options. So, I don't know, maybe they just wanted to kick it off. I don't know.
Is it worth checking out, though?
I think so, because it's still like, there's a couple in there who are like genuinely stunning. And if you like the show, I do like the judges on this one. Now, it's not Hollywood Paul or Prue or any of those, but it's still a pretty good crew. So
yeah,
there it is. Okay, guys. Well, we're gonna take a quick break. Unless, are you close to beating this? You have no idea.
No, I just died.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick 8-minute break, come back, and then we are going to get her to put on some stickers and turn on this PC. So we'll see you guys in just a few. What's up, guys? We are back. The build is done, but we got to christen it Mod Workshop.
Yes.
So this is like, we got the Mod Workshop sticker here, and we're going to put the Intel Mod Workshop in this, so we're just going to kind of undo this, and you got to help me get this like looking
Perfect.
nice, like getting it perfect. Okay, so I'll look here. It looks like if I do the top there, like right there would be good, right?
Yep.
Think that's good?
I think so.
Okay, you got to put the Intel logo on once we're done. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we got it. Stick.
Cool.
It's gonna go. It's gonna be good. This is always like the scary part when you gotta. Here we go. Yeah, stupid thing. Just gotta start.
Yeah, there you go.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna stay. Oh, that one stayed. Gotta be slow on those because those little pinwheels can be a little. Oh, R is not doing its thing. Come on, R. Okay, there we go. So we're through that one. How's it looking?
No, it looks so clean.
Okay, good. Ooh,
Up to K.
Okay, come on, K. Stick with us. Come on. Well, that does look really good.
On the
S,
bottom
S,
of the
S. Come on, S. I like how much we're focused on this.
Yep.
Okay, H. Come on. I'm just gonna rub them before they. Okay, P. Last one.
Last one.
Boom. Ooh, that looks actually.
That looks so good.
Okay, you did such a great lineup on that one. Okay, so last part, you get to do this one because this is always like the big thing. So we put the Intel Core i9 logo. I mean, little. Okay, so you want to put this right in front of the.
Right in front of the M?
Yeah, just straight. Of course, it's your PC, so if you want to put it crooked, then, I mean, my OCD will kick in, but it's your PC. I'm not going to judge. Ooh, that looks good, though.
I think it's a little high, but
You happy with it?
I'm happy with it.
Okay, there it is. There it is right there, guys. The Intel Core Mod, the Intel Mod Workshop sticker is in.
It looks so cool.
It does look cool.
Yeah.
So there we go. Now is time for you to put the case back together.
Okay.
Rest of it's done. It's much heavier now. Okay, so I'm going to start handing you see if you can reverse what we did before. So here's the front.
Okay.
There's the bottom of the front right there.
So where's this go?
It goes on the front.
Top?
On the front. It goes on the front.
All in the front arm here.
Okay. It just kind of slap, stand, like you got to like kind of go.
There's
and then
no things I have to slide in. It
no,
just
no,
snaps in.
It just snaps in. Just give it a bang. There we go. Okay.
Good.
Now, just to show you again, this only goes in one way. So,
Okay.
yeah, just like that. So you're just going to kind of bend it.
But
to
do
get
this
it.
part first?
Yeah, do that part first, and then you bend it and get in the other one. Okay, so you've got filters now, dust filters. Okay, next part. Here's the top. You can see how it kind of goes on there.
Yep. And same thing, this just like
Yeah, it
snaps
just kind
in.
of bangs on. Sounds really bad when you say it that way. And then we got to get ready for your last peel. Okay, so we got that ready for when we turn it on. If you want to grab that power cord right there.
This one?
Yep. Plug it in right there. And then flip on that switch. This one right here. Yeah, there you go. And then hit the circle. And then we just pray. Oh! Oh, it's on. It is on. There it is.
Look at that.
Look at that.
It's beautiful.
It says mop workshop. What? Oh, I was like, wait.
No.
I was like, wait. What? It does what? I was like, no. That was. Did somebody just mess? Did somebody just like go for me? Okay, there we go. It is on. It does work. Look at that. It's beautiful, and it got RGB, and it's air cooled.
Yeah.
Okay, so now for the big moment. This is the big moment right here. We're gonna put the front on, and then you're gonna come over and do the peel.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so you just want to come right here, and then it's restarting. It's training memory, guys. There you go. There it goes.
And then just peel this.
You're gonna peel that just slow when they're ready. Are they ready? Here we go.
Ready?
Oh, hold on. Is it turn? Let's wait till it turns back on at least. Okay, there. Now you go. Oh, quality peel.
Ooh.
Oh, that's gonna get caught up there.
Yeah, it's like stuck underneath.
Now let's do this a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Wow. There you go.
There we go.
There it is.
Beautiful.
That was a quality peel. And there is the build. And you can see us in the reflection. I'll see if I can get a little bit of a better angle on it. There we go. There we are. So there's a little bit of a better angle. And the PC is done, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a boot error because you see the green light in there. That means it's actually posted. It is showing the VGA. The A1 means it's not getting VGA because it's not VGA out, but the green light actually says that it did post. So we are posted.
Yeah,
so,
amazing.
And there it is right there, guys.
Looks so good.
Yeah.
Look at those stickers.
Yeah, so
love
that
them.
is and it's looking. I mean, outside of the beautiful tempered glass sticker that we'll get rid of. We'll get rid of here in a minute. But there it is, the full build and all that sort of stuff. But and there it is, guys, the full build. Okay, so if people want to tune in, if they want to see you, they watch this and they're like, hey, I'd love to see more of Lily. I'd love to see her riding Charles, like what, all that sort of stuff. How do they find you?
They find me at twitch.tv/Lily_Charles, and I stream typically Sunday to Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
I have a pretty standard schedule.
There it is, and the new 5 metric ton fingerling potato PC, or as we said, it's 1 metric ton of Yukon Gold. We decided 900, not quite a metric ton, just 900 pounds of russet. So again, we've given you the full potato.
We need a conversion table.
For so many potatoes in this PC.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really get a whole lot more potato than this. But anyway, guys, Robey has a great singing voice, but he doesn't rap; he unwraps. That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Greatest Souls streamer. Pretty much, she said that Elden Ring is the best Souls game ever made, and you can't argue with her. That's what she said. Next to Dark Souls 2. So that's
Dark Souls 2, hands down, best Souls game. No question. No question.
Now cover it in poutine and gravy. No, we're not going to do that. Anyway, guys, this has been Mod Workshop. Next show, we have some more shows tonight. I think tonight are they playing Call of Duty? Is that what's next? I don't know. There is more here today as part of Intel Gamer Days. Again, huge shout out to Intel Canada and Intel Canada, yes, and MSI Canada and the country of Canada for bringing you down here and letting us borrow you.
I had an absolutely amazing
for this
time.
Awesome. Hopefully, you have a much more chill time going the other direction. You actually know you have some time before you you rest. And then tune in again if you want to. A couple things. One, if you want to find out more about Intel Gamer Days, head on over to intel.gg/GamerDays to check that out for PC giveaways. So many awesome bundles, deals, new machines like from companies like Main Gear, etc. Then lastly, starting Friday, we are back for PAX. So we got PAX coverage happening. Intel will be at PAX, hanging out with people like Height. We got a ton of streamers. We got more mod workshops. We got panels, so much stuff. So make sure you tune in That's all starting Friday morning as well. Anyway, guys, that is it for Intel and Mod Workshop. We hope you guys had a great show. Thank you again for being here, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Love it. keep sinking into your blue, into your blue. Yeah, I keep sinking into your blue, into your blue. Stars, I keep seeing stars inside your eyes. In my mind, I'm holding on to all the sparks flying through the dark while we collide. Tell me that I'm all you ever wanted. Take me to a crowded place and I know all I see is the way that you breathe. Hit me like a hurricane and I know all I need is your love next to me. Oh, I keep sinking into your blue, into your blue. Yeah, I keep sinking into your blue, right into you. Underwater, I'm under, but I'm high. I can't let go of the way you love me better. Thought I could never touch the sky, but you got me holding heaven. Take me to a crowded place and I know all I see is the way that you breathe. Hit me like a hurricane and I know all I need is your love next to me. Oh, I keep sinking into your blue, into your blue. Yeah, I keep sinking into your blue, right into you.
Don't tell me what I gotta do. Understand that I'm the truth. I ain't really got a lot to lose. That's why I fuck with you. Now I'm not really one for attention. Shine a light through a prism full spectrum. Pull the curtains back, you're my dimension. Lay back and just forget the pressure.